Radio to media. Radio to media. Radio to media. Radio to media. Radio to media.
On FM 103.9.
Radio to media.
On FM 103.9.
This is Truth Radio, 103.9 FM. We empower the nation.
Mina Yusufu Jallo, the Cow Footprints, and you they listen to Truth Radio on 103.9 FM live from Freetown. Natu de las.
Well, me fancy anyway for do what you say no more. Hallelujah.
Truth media.
Truth
Media.
India.
Truth. Yes, you. Truth media. Join and Truth media.
Truth media.
Say unala we dey watch Truth media.
Me watch.
Unala we dey listen to Truth media.
Now listen June.
Listen to Truth media.
Now listen to so media.
No, Truth. You don't have the Truth there.
Okay, Truth.
Unala we dey listen to Truth media.
Now listen to so media.
Truth media.
Media. Very no bad. Now, sir, anybody, Salomon. Yeah, they live for the people them for do any business for do some. Yeah, they live in the office. They know bad. Any business for do some. Are they prescribe course for make any students them. Anyway, for make or the confusion or the education. Anybody for learner. Anybody for prepare. Any song if for the anybody.
Ayo Nyabone chawo matonya yepe gwagwagwo era we Tonya yepe gwagwo era ngatu ayabo ngweza wato minane FM we Tonya ye pe gbogbo wo era menga tu ya gbo mesa wa to mi na ni efe. Ta mi aga tu tonya ye pe gbogbo wo era we. Anya buda tonya ye mi aloma. Tonya ye le mi amome. Ya bone jagbe ya le ngeja ti ya le du mi do o nya gongo lo tonya ye pe gbogbo wo era we. Mi ata nu isi vena. Nambolo abo mi driver. Nya buda je pe buru abo mi wa bi do tonya ye pe gbogbo wo era. Amiaga tole papa ngoti talo ba pepe nebe da penegbe nugo ma o ya gbo gbe cha wa to mi na ni FM ne ma ayo ya bole se wo ma to yan ye pe gbo era we Tonya ye pe gbogbo era nga tu ya gbogbo ta wa to mi na ni FM we Tonya ye pe gbogbo wo era nga tu ya gbogbo ta wa to mi na ni FM Tami nga tu tonya ye pe gbogbo era we Anya buda tonya ye mi aloma Tonya ye le mi amome Ya bone jagbe ya le ngeja ti ya le du mi do o nya gongo lo tonya ye pe gbogbo era we mi ata nu isi vena nambolo abo mi driver nya bora je pe buru abo mi wa bi do tonya ye pe gbogbo era Amiaga tole papa ngoti talo ba pepe nebe da penegbe nugo ma o ya gbogbo cha wa to mi na ni FM ne ma ya mi abede mo kini mo ya de kini mo ni da keza me bi lo to me gbo Amiaga pinga ayo ya bole se wo ma to yan ye pe gbogbo era we Tonya ye pe gbogbo era nga tu ya gbogbo ta wa to mi na ni FM we Tonya ye pe gbogbo wo era menga tu ya gbogbo ta wa to mi na ni FM Tami nga tu tonya ye pe gbogbo era we Anya buda tonya ye mi aloma Tonya ye le mi amome Ya bone jagbe ya le ngeja ti ya le du mi do o nya gongo lo tonya ye pe gbogbo era we mi ata nu isi vena nambolo abo mi driver nya bora je pe buru abo mi wa bi do tonya ye pe gbogbo era Amiaga tole papa ngoti talo ba pepe nebe da penegbe nugo ma o ya gbogbo cha wa to mi na ni FM ne ma ya mi abede mo kini mo ya de kini mo ni da keza me bi lo to me gbo Amiaga pinga
alibena yari seke alokende jaramanani Leone is a beautiful country. It's beautiful people.
Beautiful country with beautiful people indeed. Good morning and welcome to the first edition actually for the month of July of the Truth Morning Devotion. And yeah, it's the 1st of July. It's Wednesday. It's midweek already. Thank God for life. One for say Alhamdulillah and tell God thank you. Tell Allah thank you that we're there with well body. June has ended. We're in July. Yeah, we're counting down a month, days to now. It's not actually, a month and some days from now. We'll be clocking a year since we started broadcasting here. And we're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to the excitement, to people and we could send gifts for we, people and we who can pray with we, people and we who can celebrate with we, hopefully. But good morning. It's always a blessing and we're grateful to be here with well body. We want to tell Allah thank you for sleep awake, not to you sabi, not to you magic. Not to waiting you do right, not to the exercise where you exercise, not to the pray where you pray. Now God in blessing, one for be grateful, one for be thankful that we able sleep and wake and there again this Wednesday morning and starting the month with you. Happy new month to everyone and the people who are going to celebrate them birthday inside this month. We want to wish you belated birthday in advance, or do you want to celebrate them birthday today? Say happy birthday and thanks for joining us. It's always very, very, very good for start the morning with you all. Get having in our minds that you get people already start the morning with, whether or not you want to listen to we on radio. I'm sure hopefully this week we're gonna fix the radio. I'm pretty sure by today or tomorrow hopefully it will be on. But for now, they watch you on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, and also they listen to it through partner radio stations across the country. One for say good morning and welcome. Very good morning to all. To me people in Kabbalah, Falaba, Karine, people in Makeni, Magboka, Lunsar, people in Putloko, Cambia. One for say very good morning to people in Abo, Moyamba. Bonth as well, Pujeng, people in Kenema, Kailaung. One for say very good morning to all. Teama as well, sabi some people from Teama. But good morning and thanks for joining us. If you're in Freetown as well, but if you're in the diaspora as well, watching us, one for say very good morning, and it's always a blessing. We're always grateful and thankful that we start the morning with Tuna. It's good. Forget the assurance they say. You got people who start the morning with you. Yesterday, my colleague them just share me. We WhatsApp channel we clock. It's 10k people, 10,000 people really follow. I think it's the biggest for now with any other local media way they on a WhatsApp channel. So we're grateful, we're thankful that we get this kind of support to get and the impact of the try for create. We pray we go continue, for keep the momentum and try for do it right and maintain the trust, credibility and objectivity as well. We'll try for maintain. Hopefully we'll continue for do that and we go do it together because for me this is about playing our own parts. We all get we own role for play and this is our our own way of, changing the dynamics and the conversation who they get about governance, about politics, holding people accountable, asking questions. That now we enroll, and we go continue for play that day. I know between now to next year to 2028, it's gonna be a very crucial time in with democracy, because elections always can be very, very tense na salon. Leading up to the elections, if we the party then get forget the flag bearer them, get forget the campaign, get forget election. It can always be a very tense moment na salon. I've covered election. This could be this but inshallah 2028 will be the 4th electoral cycle. We man go down there around and don't see and don't participate in, don't cover. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We're excited about it. We hopefully will have expanded by then time than day. We still get a TV channel. We're looking at ways on how for bring and come on. But yeah, there are things will be rolling out this year. Before the end of this year, there are things will be rolling out with some of we partners. Them we work on collaborative media. I'm very keen on collaborating with other like minds and media outlet them for see how we can do some bigger stories, public interest stories. We go create some impact. We it not go be just we, but we and some we building actually. It will come it will definitely come. It will come a time we'll go announce what's in the happen, and it will be different, because that's the aim for we. Is how do we do things differently. Media don't change totally, so if we not change, we continue to do things the same way, we won't create any impact. Audience preference don't change. People and get people are still they listen radio. My mama they send me message almost every time. They pray for lady radio come on. Yeah, but yeah, that mother's love. But people are still listening radio. I get a lot of people who reach out, they say, they ask, but people get different way, forget their news, forget their information, not just on radio, that's traditional way. But traditional media is still there, but there is new media as well. How do we converge? That's the ideas we're building, and hopefully before the end of this year we will roll out some of the things that we would on the work on, inshallah. And we always count on our support. We know say we get to our support. Hence it's something that has to do about Sierra Leone, moving Sierra Leone forward collaboratively, and we all go collaborate and do and make sure say it benefits we all. Good morning and welcome, and thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good night. The weather, the change, rains, it's raining, rain they come, we are in the rains already. And see Ghana they go through a lot. They had some serious flooding, very, very serious flooding, climate change, environmental issues, and we self need for pay attention, at this time, clearing up our drainages. Me think say that is a project that should have been on safe. We never wait till the rains and starts already. They'll begin clean up drainages. At a time like this, I think if we don't identify the areas the way they flood now and see how we go clear up them place and day, and also people them within a disaster prone areas, see how we can pay attention to them. If it moving some certain people, we don't need to wait. We definitely will be having rains, and we all know this city when it rains how it floods. So I think some work needs to be going on now, and we never wait for fire brigade business. As it happen, we all begin run for Dua. We get an opportunity now before the rain season proper one. And I want to say, to me, I know the light issue, it's different areas, then they get their own problem. But yeah, I think it has changed. For the past 2 weeks, that feeling, where you sleep and wake per light. Yeah. This 1 week from over the weekend to today, yeah, there's been even our office here, right? Even our office here, the lights, today we dey go throughout the day, past we put on solar, but now there's been some changes, and hopefully it will be sustainable. Yesterday the president they talk about they say by end of next year, hopefully we will get some semblance of sustainable lights. Yes, but na my area, na office here, na host to me, it's better. It has improved. It has improved, and I know in some areas I don't see people and they complain. the issues and different, and it can happen to we. Sometimes the way we self can get blackout most times. People and the way they say they get light, but we still get electricity challenge. That is not something we should shy away from. Hopefully it will be fixed and we will move beyond that. But let us pray this morning. Let's start the devotion with prayers. We'll pray for ourselves, we pray for our country, we pray that God make we better people with empathy, with soriat, with compassion, people and we care for others, people and we want to see things right, not only for themselves but for other people. Let us pray. Join us in prayers this morning.
اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم ربنا من أراد بنا وبالمسلمين وبالإسلام وبهذه الدولة ودول أخرى إسلامية كان أو أفريقية سوءا فشغله في نفسه يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إسرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
So this morning, I just while we begin appreciate Papa God and give and the glory, give and the honor, give and the adoration. I say now the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the great I am that I am, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the head born of the tail. Father, we worship you this morning. We give you glory, we give you honor, we give you adoration. We tell you, Boku, thank you for this land. We tell you, thank you for Mama Sarah Leone. We tell you, thank you for the peace in this nation. We tell you, thank you for the love in this nation. We tell you, thank you for how far you see we through in this nation. Father, we want to appreciate you. We give you all the glory, all the honor, all the adoration. Papa, we tell you, thank you for the leaders. We tell you, thank you for the government. We pray that you give them knowledge and understanding, more wisdom how for rule this country. In the name of Jesus, Father, we pray that this country will grow more than I ever did before in the name of Jesus. Papa God, we pray for creative idea for this nation, for understanding in this nation, for blessings in this nation, for the peace in this nation. Father, we want to give you glory, we want to give you honor, we want to appreciate you, Papa. Take over this land, this land, this land, this land. We decree and declare that this land will rule by you alone, Jesus. We rest for your name, we give you glory, we give you honor. We forgive you honor. We for appreciate you in this nation. Papa, we tell you boku thank you. We appreciate you. We give you glory and honor. We tell you thank you for this nation. We tell you thank you for we lives there. We tell you thank you for the nation. We tell you thank you for Mama Salon. We tell you thank you for Sierra Leoneans there. We tell you thank you for the government. We tell you thank you for the everything we did in this land. We give honor and adoration. We worship you for that you be. For in Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen and amen.
We done the cry for so long. Papa do ya we done the pray. So today, the time don't come for make you answer. Retire for past being do. Papa, do ya sorry for it? Because we sense the nonsense. If we not get you presence, and if we been get drunk, if I don't fit for ourselves, but we not able, now you capable for pull we bandis kulala. You begin and the press. Do ya we need the pen for done? We done the kite. Do ya just make the rain for dumb? Can't help we love, so we go rise. Let we not suffer for the one them, where they dwell the country with their hand. We leaders them, please guide them. Them do good things from make we stand for the land where we love, we sweet alone. Oh, we dey pray for Salome, oh Salome. We dey pray for Salome, oh Salome, please Salome. Where we want talk, then they watch we by the eye. Papa do ya pull we pan shame. Now for put months now we case. Lemo, let's come on now we hey. Do one for we picking them all. Cause if we been get trained, we for don't fetch for we for. But we know now you capable for pull we pan this kulala. You picking and the praise. Do ya we need the pain for done. We've done the Clyde. Do ya just make the rain for done. Can't help we land, so we go out. Yeah. May we not suffer for the one them. Where they dwell this country with them hand. We leaders them, please guide them. Make them do good things for make we stand for the land where we love, we sweet Salome.
Indeed. Let God guide we leaders them, you know. Make this country a better place. But let God guide we all as well. We as a people, let we able to do things the right and make we better people, you know, because we all get we roles them for play as citizens. We get we roles them for play. Yesterday, I watched the town hall. You know, I've been talk about light earlier, and President Bill talk about how he been for one common at the Ministry of Energy. You know, at some point he was serving as he been oversee the ministry. And yesterday he was talking about the problem within that ministry. They were at some point the time we serve being ever left there, you know, and it tell you, it explain to you the endemic, some of the problem they will get. They're systemic, they are with institutions, they are with individuals. If the president himself, literally, as he puts it, can fed up with some problem that's had in place, it tell you how, you know, certain institutions and they, you know, for change them, you really need some decisive and bold actions for either change the individuals the way they did, either you privatize them, take some decisive action there. Because, you know, the problem, I always can say, the money we don't put pan light. I know they say we will get sustainable light too. But some of the problems and they will they get so still they get, we've already able to solve them. Wallahi, we've already able to solve them. But there's several reports. There are reports where they tell you about this, like EDSA, Ministry of Energy, them problem them. In a place where then check almost minister then don't change them. Even with the previous administration, a place where I'm sure now because money there are a lot of projects there. and money what they pay for light, what they use for pay for light. You get the other time, it was the DG, the director of EDSA, where they been put on suspension, investigator. I think they been on circumcised for so. Continuously, there are a lot of anti-corruption been on go and arrest people them. If you read audit reports, NRA don't care say EDSA they collect then GST they know they pay to them. It's institutional problem, and some now weaving with the salon people and with attitude. But me I believe saying a leadership. It's leadership. It's leadership. Wallahi, it's leadership. Certain places and certain things and they happen sometimes. We set example, Libra. The other mouth they candy, or the one they did it, then they afraid. And they afraid. Wallahi, then they afraid. Then they understand, say this is not a business as usual. Oh. Because if you make mistake now, they only sack you, then they investigate you. If they found you one thing, then they prosecute you. But that Soriat, we can get the institution, and that's what institution in the pool. Soriat, out of Soriat business, paddy business, now posting low left, low sack, no more. People know they do bad and they sack no more left then and go them bad. Sometimes you don't take it, they go do other business. They don't left the state per losses. They don't left with our continued problem. It means a lot of what the president say, well, it puts them in a literal way, well, in the fun way. But for the president say, it tell you indirectly the problem within that place, the endemic problem within it. So whatever investments we put in that place, for me, we still get things them for do right. The minister self don't say that I don't talk up. It on the long years, it know the problem. And it's people. Not just the making say, yeah, they are citizens them, they are institutions them with the extra light, people and with the thief light. But for do that day, you must get people away they connive with. And people and then the system back where money report on the anti-corruption on go and don't arrest people and don't prosecute them. Endemic problem them. And then kind of problem and they need some strong and serious leadership for address them. Go in. If me not president, I will still be minister in that place. Wallahi, I will still be minister there. La understand what's in the problem. La know what's in the fundamental problem. Because when you know what's in the problem, you're able to find solution to it. But when she pass say, and I pass way being for one commodity for your sanity. And they tell you say there's still problem. We're still investing in energy. There are a lot of investments where they go on the energy sector. There are a lot of huge investment them. And if we not protect the investment then we will continue for complain. We will continue for complain because people ain't going to get them way easily. We will put money, we'll get partner, then can and put money, get private sector, then can and put money. Some man outside and they pay. Outside they getting kickback, now they go want to spend more. We get Nant, they come up. We get the Newton Solar, Zef Leone. We get other project them. But if we not make the institution work, the system work properly, and like we get all the investment then we go to complain, we go still get the same problem because now people and they run the system then not to alien them, not to robot them. If the same people are there running the same system, all they complain about, and like we increase generation, increase fixed distribution, we still get the same problem with the same people. With an institution and no need for pay attention to, and we all for pay attention to them because if you listen to it in the presidency yesterday, as much as he talk about the problem and we make it on our way, talk about the plans, the investment, the way they can at that sector, and it's the same people, the same management, same people running it and all. If we not fix the institution, we will continue to complain about the same problem. Whoever can talk about the town hall, whoever talk to a colleague we cover them yesterday, want get some independent view about the town hall. Myself watch them yesterday, and I get my views, I get my opinion about I just think say, that could have been an opportunity. It was better planned. Could have been an opportunity outside the president they interact more with the people in the hall. I know there are a lot of people who can move with the president. For me, yesterday, the people who have been expect for Sianda and the people who manage the president in Big Five game changers, like the agenda where the Minister of Information set, we start the program, it set the agenda, the issues them way, then they talk about, like specifically them ministers, then they run them program, then the agriculture, education, energy, roads, them people in the human capital development and thing in the. And the State House comes people them because they have to manage. They did well yesterday. I see Peter Beckley was putting out a lot of, quotes bubbles and quotes out there. State House comes people, the Ministry of Information and Civic Education and comes people. And the citizens, the people them. I mean, expect, let me say, the bike riders, traders, market women, let them fool that all day. Let them be the stakeholders away for the dignitaries and being where the president they interact with. Not so the minister, them, all man, all the agency people, they all can sit on the drive from outside and they, most of the agency then get branches na the north. And get branches then at the side and they. Let them people they represent them they. Let them sit on the. But this thing about where president go and say what's in the president do? I saw a video. After the town hall, the president went out. He work on a treat. They greet people. That was very nice. Considering McKinney being a stronghold, place where president not only visit frequently, but for me, I would have loved to see that inside the hall as well. Inside the hall, I've been expect for see more questions from the hall than the pre-recorded questions. I was expecting more questions from the hall, be more interactive, because you see the willingness from President Bio yesterday, like he wanted to talk, he wanted to explain what he has done, he wanted to talk about even in challenges, he wanted to talk about in legacy. I would have wished for Sidandi inside the hall, one trader grab and ask, like how that students ask the president question. Get more students them for asking question. Get other people them, bike riders them, other people inside the farmers them, inside the hall, farmers them waiting at the north inside the hall. Able ask them president, watch her in face and ask a question and get an interaction with her. But the hall was I know there were other people there, but time not been there because we don't take all the pre-recorded questions that the president took time for explain them all. And these are things where they don't explain in some of his speeches, some of his statement them, things that were in minister and don't explain actually. Things they've said. For me, will have been a Q&A. Pana, we challenge this now the north. Well, you want to get a national flavor, you can take question them from other side. But yeah, you want to focus on people and way they talk to directly from the north. Partner with challenges. Because one farmer at the north, and a mechanic can possibly talk for the farmers them right across na the north, waiting at the challenge, waiting at the specific challenge where they get. It could have been that way. People ask him questions, he answer the questions, and then get an interactive session. Because for me, I saw the willingness in him yesterday, wanting to spend more time, wanting to speak about the issues them way close to his heart, when about education, national cohesion, fixing the energy. And look the pronouncement that we make yesterday. He spoke about making the expanding the McKinney, the highway, and also fixing the Makama Road. The Makama Road na road we all don't talk about now. Don't show don't talk about and directly right there. He gave directive that we should fix that road. Yeah, well, it's a work in progress, hopefully, but we need to allow the people away not to get access frequently to the president in their occasion and they forget access to the president, because people I saw there mostly, these are people who can go to State House and get meeting with the president. They can meet with the president on appointment, I know, but they can meet with the president. Not so people who get 222 restriction. But imagine the ordinary citizen, watch them on the streets. How they wanted, this was McKinney You won't say all those people we come on a treat way been the wave to press here who can't up SLPP people. No. Naturally, Sierra Leonean sons of people and we hateful. We don't hate we president them all. We don't hate we leader them. We don't have hate. We just concerned about them doing the right thing. You know, some Israeli people and they always come on a treat, waiting up and a treat, we been the wave, we want to shake the presidency and our SLPP people. No, not all of them. It won't be. The people genuinely way for the first time sometimes they stand up close with him president. It is him president. He get opportunity for wave to him or shaking hand. It comes with a different feeling. The presidency is something that is very powerful, you know, but we need for demystify them. We need for let we understand say the president is a human being. Sometimes it go on getting on time with people them we see as in compatriots them. We need for make people and get people able to talk to them president, see them. I think that the idea of the town hall. And yeah, I see the Minister of Information get that one of the biggest commendation for anybody where the president will appoint, because the president stood there, stood with him and commended him for what he has done. The president believe he has delivered on him mandates. He don't change the government communication landscape. That one of the biggest commendation I don't see the president ever do openly for him appointees them, you know. But I think the people of McKinney or the people of the North or the ordinary citizens could have had some opportunity, as much as we get the pre-recorded interviews them, where they give some national flavor, you know, mean saying a McKinney people no more. But for we don't give the people in a McKinney more opportunity for ask more questions and interact with the president. McKinney not to say the president don't go frequently or no. He has the president said himself say that where he starts. He said that. Himself say that. He mentioned that. And so Sideway don't go frequently or Sideway they go all time get activity then they. Would have been an opportunity for interact. Get the people to ask questions directly. Anyways, let's take the anthem and play. Should we come back? Whoever talk to our colleague, Shebora from McKinney, covered the event yesterday. Just try and get some independent view for know what's happened behind the scenes, how what's happened is I watch the program, I watch them from start to finish, by the way, so I can make some informed decision about I can make an informed opinion about the questions, you know. And the minister actually saying they take the bad name because you're not able to take all the questions inside the room. But I think it's a program that could have started early. That was one. I'm sure if it been start early, the president for being get more time, and I think the space, then the optics for me, the event then they let it be dominated by the people, not to the people the way the stakeholders, and they always call stakeholders. We always get access to the president, you know, get one corner seat for them, fancy seat. No, let the president get time with him people then. You know, they can wait, they can sit in the office and get office then at the side and they. Then representative then can represent them. You know, those are the things I picked up because I watched from start to the end. I watched it. And I think we missed an opportunity as well. For me, there was a missed opportunity for get the president for talk about Umar Sharif, Josh Lejekas, or whatever his name. The minister was actually asking the president about this question, but I think the minister was managing not to ask directly or mention the name. This is an open secret. The issue about Umar Sharif being here and was in a church with the president is an open secret. Not so Salon Media Force reporter more. It was a media from the Netherlands reporter. It went public. Other media houses then take them up. International media, local media take them. Police come and confirm that the Minister of Information press conference say yes, this video will see. Not so that name they own, this name. We investigate this person, we defend them. We've seen meetings, even between the president and a high-profile person at the Dutch government. I think it was in Rwanda or Tanzania, one of the East African countries there, where they meet, they were talking. We don't see the Dutch authority and we, Attorney General, Minister of Justice on the meet. He tweets about it, he talks what they discuss. We don't confirm, say yes, we get extradition request from the Netherlands government. There's nothing wrong for let the president mention what he thinks about this. He's our president. We'll go for play the video. He talk about drugs. But for me, this man was very close to the presidency, I think it's 2 or 3 row in a church. And we've seen him with somebody where the people where the president appoints. One of them, the non-saka, one still get woke. For me, there's nothing wrong for the president to tell the public and tell the world what he thinks about that. And waiting in government they do with regard specifically to that issue there. That was a missed opportunity. Especially when we not get the opportunity for ask the question. Because if I'm interviewing the president, I'll definitely ask him about that. I'll definitely ask him about that. Because I want to know, the public wants to know, the world wants to know what the president's position on that. And this is a town hall. This is an opportunity. I think now the first town hall list where the president gets after that news they come out. This was an opportunity for get the president for put to rest whatever it is that is happening with that issue there. Police are still investigating. The police never come out to and say, we say, no, don't close this case. We need to investigate. We need to find nobody again. We will not get an eye. As far as me know, in February of last year, the Inspector General of Police went to the Minister of Information press conference and said they are investigating, they are searching. You never come out and say, no, we've closed this chapter, we are not investigating again, we've not found him. There's no official statement to that. I've got the Attorney General, Minister of Justice here, who has confirmed that he's in touch with the Dutch government. And they don't make extradition request. The Foreign Affairs Minister don't confirm that. The Minister of Information don't confirm that. For me, this was an opportunity for the President to speak to that directly, sincerely, what he thinks about it. But, yeah, anyways, don't take the anthem and pledge. When they come back, can take some stories. Like I say, we're going to talk to Sheboa. Today's at the program, they talk to Marcella Sambasise, campaign for good governance. They commemorate 30 years in supporting and promoting democracy, good governance, and public, discussion and conversation in this country. They can talk about that legacy. They also go look at the bread and butter issue. See that they get an economic expert, or they can talk about the economy, inflation, household income, creating jobs. We can talk about that today. So continue to stay with me. Not going outside. It's not the Truth Morning Devotion. We'll come back shortly.
Highly exalt thee when on that fleet. Great is the love we have for thee. Family united, ever we stand, singing like great old native land. We raise up hearts and our voices aloud, that hills and the valleys we echo our cry. Blessing and peace be ever and ever. Land that belongs to Sierra Leone. I pledge my love and loyalty to my country, Sierra Leone. I vow to serve and faithfully at all times. I promise to defend honor and good name. Always work for unity, peace, freedom, and prosperity. And put our angels above all else. So let me go. So let me go.
From 1961, them still not change the plan. Now all thing in we on. Now we forbid the change what we want see. From 1961, with all the dreams and no plans. Now we understand. Say, now we forbid the change what we want see.
Give we road for country. Now we running out of time. Now they wait for 1, 2. Every other day they get plan B. Red and green promises when no they ever come true. Gay now we Tony wa mulala. Gigi now we pay my way mojala. Now we mini razonta let's in a sada. And with the youths and don't understand the matter.
you no go believe, say. So many good things there for we all. Do you understand not to you business? This time we the young got them for involved.
So make we count 110. Let the buckle talk and all the bad that's the end. So make we count 110. Show them say now we got them send.
We run out of time, so make up your mind.
Now we forbid the change when we want to see.
Salon now we own, we all get we roll.
Now we forbid the change when we want to see.
If we not let the flow, the waiting they go.
Now we forbid the change when we want to see.
Salon now we own, we all get we roll.
Now we forbid the change when we want to see.
Oh wow, if you know how we dey pay. Say somehow, all these years has been the same. And for money no focus on the truth. This on the depth of the heart of a youth. Body move tongue, this the time we do the right thing. Cause everything they up to you.
Let we left for fest, we serve. For Monday we know the feds for we serve.
Saturday, Sunday we feds for we serve.
If we only plan now for one go neighbor host for trust. Now we get for pay the debts for we serve. We boku minerals and we for better where we sell them. Now we for building road and we for make sure we not well am. Grab what you compete make you tell them. If we want forget we freedom. Now me and you go get for B Mandela. B Mandela for salon. Not to region or party. This country now all my own. Not to fan boot property. We go 2 steps forward. We can 10 steps back. Salon for be paradise. Not to pass we go na dirty. Okay, you go fix the road. Me go fix the light. Other man go plant the rest. Fen water. Then we fix the pipe. Billy O's. So we not go on. You say for sleep tonight. I progress like this. So make the red and the green unite.
So make we count 110. Let the buckle talk and all the bad that's the end. So make we count 110. Show them say now we got them send.
We run out of time, so make up your mind.
Now we forbid the change when we want to see.
Salon now we own, we all get we roll.
Now we forbid the change when we want to see.
If we not let the flow, the waiting they go.
Now we forbid the change when we want to see.
Salon now we own, we all get we roll.
Now we forbid the change when we want to see.
We run out of time, so make up your mind.
Now we forbid the change when we want to see.
Now all thing now we on. Now we forbid the change when we want to see. From 1961, with all the dreams and no plans. Now we understand. Say, now we forbid the change when we want to see.
Give we road for come true. Now we running out of time. Now they wait for 1, 2. Every other day they get plan B. Red and green promises when no they ever come true. Gay now we Tony wa mulala. Gigi now we pay my way mojala. Now we mini razon talent in Asada. And with the youths and don't understand the matter.
I know you no go believe, say. So many good things there for we all. Do you understand not to you business? This time we the young got them for involved.
So make we count.
Indeed, now we go be the change where we want for see, and we just need for try for do waiting right and avoid waiting wrong and be better people, better citizens in waiting we they do, you know, for make things get better. They can connect to we colleague Sheboa, but let me take this video for so listen to an excerpt of the president. It actually talk about drugs yesterday. Talk about several things. So we're going to play the different videos them as we move along. But let me listen to the president on this area where he talk about drugs. Then we can talk to Sheboa.
Drug abuse now a very serious problem all over the world. But me own business now the one way they inside salon. And that for be with major concern. Make nobody not hide them. It be. And first I want for giving her the assurance say, as a society, as leadership, we they do everything within we means and power for stamp out drug abuse inside this country. There is a commitment to it, and we don't take certain actions, And I want to encourage we all. If we don't follow the trend or the pattern, leadership alone not able bring about transformation or change. I dey appeal to the society all the time, because it takes a leader to show a direction and it takes the followership for make that direction be followed to the end. Then we go know if we leader and a visionary leader or it's just a point in a direction will not mean anything for we development. The use of synthetic drugs then, of course, again, we not sabi, we not advanced enough for able make the components that we then they put together for make where they make we picking them. Now poison, that is how I go call them. Especially the kush. I don't see how they deal with people. And I want for make we take this seriously. Government not get yai or side for see. The policeman that we are get, they not the all side for see. The drug enforcement officers they will get, they not go able the all side for see. But I want for assurance say, yes, we all in a community. We know whether they sell drug, we know whether they bring drug, we know who the side they put today, we know who side this day, everything. We cannot say we don't know. We cannot. So the appeal where the appeal to now, not to for just say government. Yes, we go provide the leadership, but I want for the sake of we generation, the way they ahead of we, the young people there, make we not let sit down drug abuse. Because these, I mean, like tramadol, we don't seize so many containers and destroy them. And the one that we're involved, we don't get about 120 convictions, and they have been sentenced, and we still get another, I think, 200 we see they where they don't give sentences exceeding 20 years. We don't stiffen the laws then for punish the one that we involved in that. So the appeal they make is that no hide them, no make like you not see them, because you picking, you the one way get for save you, break the shackles of poverty where some of we they endure and undergo. If instead get into drugs, that is the end. You go be a poor person generation after generation. We are not going to see anything at this world. So at the appeal to now, we don't set up the rehabilitation center.
5 across the country.
5 rehabilitation centers. In fact, na Freetown, Mr. Self go inside the rehabilitation center. The first batch went at 120, I think. The Minister of Social Welfare.
150, sir.
150.
Yes, sir.
Then don't come on. We try for teach the new skills, how for be a useful part of society. We get psychosocial support. We don't put together the task force and the police then too. And we don't fast forward the process of prosecuting anybody we involved. That they go on at the courts then. We also, but even as this they go on, 4 weeks ago, another 4 containers of tramadol. We don't even put a law say tramadol. The tablet form them for stopping. We don't inform partners that out of Sierra Leone, so that nobody know they send one way past 50 milligram. We are doing all of this. We partners then, the one that where they produce them.
Okay, that now is Excellency the President. They talk about in the government in efforts in the fight against drugs, the rehab center. Like I said the other day, the concerted efforts, the commitment in the fight against especially push and drug abuse. We all visibly see them, because if you check now across this, we still get young people away there on the bridges, we still lean to drugs. But I agree with the President as well. Like I always on the say now, we communities them. We sabi people who they sell drugs, we sabi the one who they push them. We all get a responsibility for expose them, because if you picking not take on today, you see time picking go take on. Tomorrow go be you picking. So let we all make that effort there. And with the rehabs, I want to say thanks to Connor again, the guy at the Ministry of Social Welfare. me get plenty people who can reach out to me personally, who I can refer to Kone, and them feedback now that is very supportive. If space now they go tell them, they go arrange with them and see how they could help. That is how systems work. That is how we all support the system. Because like always they say, we are not an enemy of the state. This now we government. This now president. We all want the government succeed. And for the government succeed, we all for support government. But again, it don't mean say we're not for all government accountable. No, we can hold government accountable where we should hold them accountable. We shall for support them, we for support them. Because when things right, now we all the benefits. We go bad, now we they suffer. You know, like I say about the lights this morning, right? I know some other side and the way people and go get problem with lights, but me want for say for the past 1 week to 2 weeks now, alhamdulillah. Now office here, now house, it's better. It has improved. But let we go mechanic quickly. I get to be colleague Shebora on the phone now. Shebora now a journalist and also they work na the mass communications department at the University of McKinney. Na lecturer there as well. Good morning, Shebora, and welcome.
Yes, good morning, Lamgana, and good morning to the listeners and viewers of Truth Media across the country and the world.
Good, thanks for joining us. I know now host the president, and the president be even commend Unimac, you know, for hosting the town hall and the work now they do. But you cover this. You covered the event. Let's look at the build up to the event. How was it for you as not only a journalist? I see you get a very good interview with the Minister of Foreign Affairs as well, Timothy Kaba. But how was it? You know, the build up to the event and the participation of people in McKinney.
Well, as everybody know, McKinney na a town where people they consider say na the headquarter kind of for the main opposition All People's Congress Party, and at any point when government get a very big function at this part of the country, it can tend for make people get a whole lot of guesses. But as part of the build up towards this event, I believe say plenty people in McKinney anticipate them and then they look forward to this kind of engagement. For some people, they feel like we don't long overdue. So they be patiently they wait for let them get this kind of opportunity. A lot of things take place. Like for example, one thing way visible for the people of McKinney, now the fact before the event they happen, they see some efforts for let them grade the road where they lead towards the University of McKinney. And of course, the road they lead towards St. Francis Secondary School, since both of the entrance then they lead to the University of McKinney, outside the town hall they take place. We make people also raise a whole lot of concerns around it. So, of course, we as a university, when we get the Minister of Foreign Affairs, we get the Minister of Information who host now a TV on a Unimac Live. We get a whole lot of discussions around how the country they go, and we also review past town hall meetings that we don't take place, and how the engagements and they don't lead to tangible developments in the country. So we get in conversation and they leading towards the main event itself. So like I said, people will be anticipate them, and I believe say plenty people, not just members of the Leone People's Party, the government party, but members of the opposition as well, waiting on McKinney, I see like they participate actively into them. Because I was in the hall, I see most of them and they pay attention to the president and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, we see the mayor even ask a question, but there's some announcements where the president make, you know, the expansion of the road leading to McKinney. He say the road small, and I see that they get an applause in the hall, and also the Makama road. But what's the announcement they mean for the people of McKinney? You know, we come from the president directly, because I know there's been conversation on roads, especially before the president go there.
Yes. So I think Sidandina one thing we stand out as part of the thing the way the president say, because the wider majority of people in Makeni get the view say since President Bio come na power, they not don't see any direct or intentional development where this government don't bring to Makeni. And so I feel like the majority of them, they feel like they know they expect much. And so if the president's not they deliver that kind of way, they're not too worried. However, one thing we then don't cry for over the years, the people of Makeni, now the issue of roads, especially this road where the president specifically talk about, this road in Makama Road. This is a very important road because this is the road we lead towards the main referral hospital, we are the government hospital, we are a regional hospital. And for many years, people in Makeni don't complain, say, we want for let them fix this road here. But no efforts, no don't they happen. In fact, the tender way they try for just grade that road enough for just few months, where you see 1 or 2 ends drop, it become a disaster, especially for pregnant women and sick people where they use that road for try for access the hospital. And plenty other institutions and they along that road like NASIT, where they expect say, even if they not do tag ground at that road for let able grade them, if not pavements, let them do them. But it was like no one was listening. So when the president talks, so a question come about how narrow this road from Mashaka to Makeni be, and how it don't cause a whole lot of accidents them, because the road is not just narrow, it gets dangerous pothole and it gets vehicles that we can just park at any point where don't cause series of accidents. So now, one vice principal for one school in Makeni asked that question there. So the president in his response talks say he don't instruct SLRA and other stakeholders we get for those road maintenance for let them fix the Makama road as soon as possible. So then they, like you rightly say, people in the hall they applaud them, and people they anticipate that road they then fix them as soon as possible. Since the presidents don't say, they believe what he say, and then they look forward to that day. Okay. And of course, with the road where they lead to Makeni for Mashaka, the president himself acknowledged that road is terrible because it's so small and it gets pothole them. So he make a commitment here, now the government aspiration for let them fix that road there or for let them expand them. Yeah. In fact, he even asked if they fix that road there, then do some kind of a toll, if people go willing for pay through a toll gate. And I believe saying a yes for the people because they don't see what in the past governments do with the Mashaka road to Freetown, where it don't they go on smoothly. So they feel like I think say the people of Makeni will accept that kind of development as far as their safety, matter.
Okay. There was also this part about electricity, and the president talk about electricity and he talk about the point we make is that even if we get all the money now, we cannot provide the supply. We're not going able to supply because we get things them for do infrastructure, generation and distribution as well. But the president make a claim about people not paying light for electricity, na Makeni. But later I see the mayor come and was trying for tell the presidency, I don't say we not get light, so and we only they pay for light now, we'll get the light, But how is it with I see the mayor appeal for energy and the president say don't note that down, it will get the minister of energy for action. But what was the reaction actually of people of Makeni on that point on the assurance from the president?
Yes, well, the people of Makeni, as far as they're concerned, the conversation around electricity or the narrative where this government can try for push, now one thing and the way they know they agree with this government at all. Because as far as Makeni concerned, during the days of President Kouoma, now Makeni then be considered as the city of light. Light was, as far as they are concerned, light na issue where them be don't solve. So since President Bio come na power, Makeni begin get light problem until today. So when, in fact, the Minister of Information, Honorable Chair Noba, they make claims say the presidents don't do so much investments in electricity compared to all other previous administration. The people of Makeni, they refuse to accept and believe that because as far as I'm concerned, light be there 24 hours na Makeni. But since these governments come in, they know they enjoy steady electricity. So, of course, the president explained all the efforts they read and done they make, and the challenge the way the energy sector they face. In fact, even saying that when he served as Minister of Energy, the challenge the way they making CSS pull out.
Yes.
So,
yes.
you know, so talking about the issue of payment, the people of Makeni believe say if there is anything when a criminal act where they go on with light thievery or anything, in fact, then they of the view say, in fact, the arrangements where it's get so now they the thievery day. Because people they complain say the one day we get meters where they go buy it top up. Imagine you go buy it top up of 250 Leone, then EDSA give 25 units or less. So for them, they're not even understand that kind of percentage there in the first place. Then even with the illegal connections we they talk about, plenty people there of the view say not to just ordinary Leoneans they go and go connect electricity to the house directly. Now the very staff them na EDSA, they do them kind of arrangements then they. So if government really serious about that day, now the staff they with and they employ na EDSA, then for make sure say na people they way credible.
Okay.
So again, that's what thing way unique to Makeni. The president says that come. The issue of people that way the thief lights, they all around the country. But I believe say the people of Makeni, if they get that kind of electricity we then don't they enjoy. I think say even if governments will bust in checking whether the thief lights or not, I think say they're not gonna get issue with that.
The president also, whilst he talk at that point where he say he appeal to people for pay for lights, not for thief lights. At some point, he also commend, people not enough, Bombali, Makeni, about the feed salon project, about production of eggs, right? He mentioned that, Makeni, they produce a lot of that. What's in at the state of, the Makeni contribution to the feed salon, as this president himself been mentioned, na the town only.
Yes, well, people in this part of the country, Makeni and its environs, people are way business oriented. And when it comes to the issue of feed salon, a lot of people don't go into agriculture. And the clear reference we make about the production of eggs, we get some of the largest poultry farms. In fact, the University of Makeni gets one of the biggest. When they talk about the production of eggs, the Lion Poultry, when at the University of Makeni from the agricultural department gets, and they produce the largest quantity of eggs in this part of the country, like where the president they say. And we get other businesses where they into that kind of thing. So that in a reality where the president raised, and people they push for that day. I think the only challenge is since the president don't recognize the people in these parts of the country, they make so much effort for push in agenda when at the feed salon. I think then they ask that governments were able to give them that kind of support, they for let them engage into that large scale commercial farming. Because they realize the plenty people now don't get interest in this part of the country for going to farming in all of its sectors. But if they don't get the required support, it will still be a challenge. It will still be that type of subsistence farming. And then realize that at some point, governments begin that kind of support to certain businesses. But these are only people, according to what's in the claim, were related to government or the ruling party.
Okay. Well, finally, we see the president was out, na the streets of Makeni, waving to people, shaking hands, Usai Ibiebul. But what's in and they left with the people of Makeni, and with the interaction with the president being get with the people out in the streets of Makeni. Hello, Sheboa.
I know they get to now.
No, yes, I've been there ask about, okay, before I ask you this question about the president in Goa and seats, I've been just want to ask you back about, the question in the hall. Were people in the hall expecting to ask more questions? I've seen the minister actually, before even he go to the question in the hall, he say he will take the blame because there is not much time, but he'll be able to take like 4 questions. We've been reflective of the mayor, a student, a lady, and one disabled person. But what's have been the reaction then? You know, were there more expectation from the people in the hall for ask more question? Hello, Shebra. Okay, we will try to call Shebra back for conclude this conversation. We get Shebra. Hello, Shebra.
Yeah, sorry, I know they get to now.
Yeah, do you hear me now? Shebra, do you hear me now? I don't know. The call still on? Okay, we get some network issues probably, but we try for get Shebra. We can talk to we first guest this morning. Marcella already did at the studio. But yeah, we just want to conclude with Shebra quickly about the town hall na McKinney where the president gets yesterday. And now that event the president be announced as well say this month the country actually they host the ECOWAS summit. They host other ECOWAS leaders them and heads of state and government. Na Freetown, na Lunge, the conference center they go on. I think it has been there's some huge progress on it and it's almost been completed. The presidency gave for host that conference day na Lunge, and for the first time as president of the country and as ECOWAS chairman with the host that conference. We get Shebra now?
Yes.
Good morning, Shebra.
Yes,
good morning again. Once more, welcome. I mean, they ask about the questions in the hall. You know, I see there were people who wanted to ask more questions, but the minister be actually accept and apologize and say time is not enough because the president be don't spend more time, you know, na the hall and be need for left. But yeah, what's have been the reaction inside the hall? Were there more people will be ask question?
Yes, a lot of people will be one for ask questions. In fact, before the event, that's one of the challenge them where the people anticipate. Say, if I don't send a town hall, for the fact when I don't begin talking about invitation, the people already get some kind of a mindset. Say, oh, now only the people we go on for ask pleasant questions to the presidents and go give invitation to the hall. In fact, and they said we raise certain questions, but the Minister of Information began for response. Say, it not be possible for let them just left them open. For let everybody come and ask in questions, so then we get for adjust in some kind of way. Okay. But realistically, I think say the ministry or the minister make an effort for let them extend the time a bit as compared to the previous edition them. But the reality is people be on for ask plenty questions. Okay. You know, especially them in the way don't they bug them about the way and the perceived government, you know, the perception we don't think say the president don't they be silent about the thing that way don't happen to McKinney, like the issues of the August 10, you know, the issues of the death of Evangelist Samson from the main opposition, you know, plenty other things that we get for do with the opposition stronghold na these parts of the country. But time not being enough, so then they get for cut and short.
Okay. Finally, there's this video of the president going around and waving to people, shaking hands. The president take time for worker around as well. You know, what's in the left with the people of McKinney?
Yes. One thing I will tell you about McKinney is the people of McKinney are very open-minded. You get a whole lot of them. We're very liberal. I believe say people can say McKinney are one of the most peaceful parts of the country, simply because the people in majority are very liberal. So when the president do that simple act of moving around, it tends for calm the nerves of plenty other people who get a different perception about President Bio. And one thing we stand out as part of that move around. Now, one structure we funded by Honorable Timothy Kaba, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, one of the most significant and historical parts of the country, when a turntable roundabout, McKinney, the minister constructs an obelisk we feel like a tower. Yes, so we don't become so iconic na McKinney. We believe the presidents will go towards that part for let go commission that structure there. So a lot of people be gathered around there. We are so happy, and they try for shake the president's hand. The presidents and move around, they wave to people. I think Sedan did a good sign in an effort for bring this country together. And the presidency, I believe, say if you don't get that thinking, they say the people of McKinney not like him or get a different view about him. That kind of reception with him, I believe, say we don't change your mindset. Say the people of McKinney are peaceful, they are open for development, and all that kind of thing indeed.
Okay. As a journalist, where you with you, I'm sure you don't get interaction, you don't talk to people, you don't gauge public opinion. The president in any way left people them perception about him and in government change after this engagement at the town hall.
Yes, so I talked to a few people. In fact, you get the one they will say these engagements are a very laudable one. But you get the one the way they say it don't long overdue and feel like timely. But for the plenty of them where I get engagement with, I believe say it don't kind of reduce the negative perception we then don't get about the president. The only catch should be if NTR where the presidents don't come talk, don't can assure the people of McKinney. If you not come to light, then go come to the conclusion say now the same narrative where government or politicians can let for push where not just rhetoric rather than action, like where the president's in a year of action. The people in the anticipate say most of the NTR we can talk to them we able turn them to a realistic thing way tangible. And when that kind of thing they happen, I believe say it go improve the perception of people about this government and this president. One clear thing, like I say earlier on, the commitment to the president make about the Makama Road. I believe say if they fix that road, now one of the most concerning thing in the way the people of McKinney get. If they fix that road, I think then they go improve the perception of people about President Bio because they don't say when they cry for help for that road.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Shebra, for speaking to us this morning. We wish you the very best. Thank you so much for taking your time for talk to we on this issue this morning. Thank you.
Most welcome, Amana, and thanks to the rest of the team.
Thank you. Shebra Samba Kamara, and I'm a member of the Unimac Live, and I journalist, they work in the Mass Communications Department at the University of McKinney, and then host the president yesterday. And the president been commend Unimac as well for the work with and they do. And one for thank you so much for taking the time for joining me this morning. There's one thing we're very clear. Now that people actually want for the hear from them presidents, they want for hear from them governments, they want to interact with them presidents. And if you watch yesterday, and me watch the program, like I say, I watch them from start to end, from where the president they come inside to end. And it was a good atmosphere. The mayor been there, people from the opposition been there inside there. The mayor actually stand up and ask a question and thank the president for the pronouncement them we make that they go do the roads and the issue about electricity as well. That is what governance is about, democracy. We disagree for agree. We get a space with our world they meet. We get a conversation in a civil way, because this country, and we all get some more. Wallahi, APC, SLPP, we are all Sierra Leoneans. We are connected. And the president mentioned something like that yesterday. Said then, look, Maboka, Tonkolili, and Bo, look how they're connected, north and south. Look how they're near, And we all for play with your parts. We all for play with politics can come. The politician then go play them politics, but we the people they forget a common ground and agree say, we for talk to the politicians them, we for engage them, we for ask them questions, for hold them accountable. We say for support them, we for support them. We say for ask question, for ask question. Because we not to enemy of the state. Citizens not for consider himself say become a party not in a power. No, they are not for succeed. No, but if they succeed, you see, I can like the arguments about roads, right? You see this government, they tell you, say, we don't do more road than the previous government. You know, the previous government will be subbing for road. So then they compare, say, well, una do this road to this road, now we take her from here care and go under. Now then a development, now then a continuity, now then conversation and they will forget. We healthcare, outside been there, outside don't care and go. Electricity supply, outside been there, outside don't care and go. The efforts in there. You know, hopefully, like I say, I get my observations and my own personal opinion about the town hall. And I'm sure what is very clear is this not been the happen today. It's happening now. There will be progress on it as part of the democratic processes they get to side with presidents. I'm sure any other president will come. Go agree now, say, you need for the sit down and talk to your people. You know, for just then a state house free tongue, if you go across the country and engage with people, because it's important. The people then get access to the president. It's not just through campaign, through election, but then platform they are. At least there's effort. And the Minister of Information gets, I think he was the biggest winner yesterday, in my own opinion. For the boss to put you up, chin up, say, I'm satisfied with what this man they do. That means a lot. We always don't work for people and for lay somebody will give you job and say, yeah, we appreciate and thanks for what you're doing. It means a lot. If there's gonna be a cabinet reshuffle, safe, I'm sure my brother had to go call let me and say, yeah, the president is satisfied with what he's doing. But they can't talk to our first guest this morning, Marcella Samba. She said in a studio, or they can continue the conversation on governance, democracy, and we all as citizens, and waiting campaign for good governance. Don't do 30 years in sustaining with democracy, in promoting good governance in this country. They can't get that conversation. They're not going to say, I assure you, it will be a very, very interesting conversation. Continue for CO2 to take a short commercial break.
Are you tired of waiting in long lines at the bank? Say hello to Omnolite, your ultimate banking solution from EcoBank. With Omnolite, managing your finances has never been easier. Here's why. Omnolite allows you to enjoy easy access to your account information across multiple countries. Monitor your accounts in real time from the comfort of your home or office. Rest assured with Omnolite, all your online transactions are guaranteed secure. Do you need to transfer funds? No problem. Whether it's domestic or international, Omnolite has got you covered. Make multiple payments effortlessly with our convenient multiple transfer service. And paying bills is a breeze with Quick Bill Pay. Plus, schedule future payments hassle-free with standing order. Want a checkbook? Just request it on Omnolite and it'll be delivered to your doorstep within 10 working days. Experience the convenience and efficiency of Omnolite today. Visit us online or at your nearest EcoBank branch to learn more. A better way, a better Africa.
When starting your day, getting fit is the first step. When the hustle starts, nothing should stall you. When it's time to plan your future, saving should be easy. When you're ready to expand, no room for excuses. When your child needs relief, waiting isn't an option. And if it's you asking, no isn't an answer. Because for us, when it comes to banking, it's all about you.
Across Sierra Leone, more people are asking the same question. Why buy fuel anywhere else when Cornex gives you more? Professionally trained attendants who knows service matters. Cornex fuel. A litre is a litre, every single time. And when it's time to pay, easy. Pay with mobile money, Visa or MasterCard, or the Cornex fuel card. Clean restrooms, welcoming spaces. Every station, every time. Clean fuel, clean spaces, clear value. That's why Sierra Leone fuels with Cornex. Cornex retail outlets, always clean, always professional, always for you. Fuel smart. Get your Cornex fuel card today.
Proudly Sierra Leonean, proudly progressive.
Have you heard of J-Man Group of Companies? Building businesses, creating opportunities, and driving national growth. J-Man, building the nation. Excellence and service in every step.
Fueling the economy and powering the future with J-Man Petroleum.
Protecting lives, businesses, and investments with J-Man Insurance.
High quality tires and motor spare parts from J-Man Motors.
Guaranteed safety and protection with J-Man Security. J-Man, together we rise, empowering people, changing lives.
As an indigenous company, creating jobs, supporting communities, and contributing to economic development.
Innovation, integrity, excellence, service.
J-Man Group of Companies, proudly Sierra Leonean.
Proudly building the future.
J-Man Group of Companies, your trusted partner for progress.
For more information, contact us at 2 Adelaide Street, Freetown, or call 090-580-001.
Welcome back. This is the Truth's Morning Devotion on Truth FM 103.9 with the broadcast live from the studios na Ilcott na Freetown. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, and we partner radio stations them right across the country. I want to thank we colleague them na the regions we they always connect we na the countryside na Tongo na Falaba, Koinadugu, and as well Kailao and Pujen. One for thank we colleagues and so much for waiting and they do so that people in the regions can follow and understand waiting we they talk na the program, the conversation they would get. This morning, they can talk about strengthening democracy and good governance and public service as well. We grew up in the Yeribot campaign for good governance and CGG, an institution, if you talk about the indigenous Sierra Leonean organization with Sierra Leoneans and start and day up to now, I think like one of the few, we still there. Don't get generational changes. I remember I get Zainab Bangura Naya Aja the other day, and we spoke about the work we do with CGG and how she is happy about how CGG still there and see as a legacy. But again, Marcel Asambasi said this morning, we're the executive director for CGG now. Like I said, there's been generational change. Marcel, I want to start about some background and history about how CGG came about some 30 years ago.
Good morning, Sierra Leoneans, and I'm so happy this morning. It's 30 years.
Yeah, that's huge.
Of promoting democracy, accountability, and citizens' participation in Sierra Leone. We are so excited. In fact, the CGG team for the last 1 week, it has been a week of reflection to see how far we've come, right, where we are and what we anticipate for the future of democracy in this country. So thank you very much to Truth Media for having me, and I must say one of the fundamental pillars of democracy is truth.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is fantastic.
Thank you.
It complements exactly, one of the critical values of democracy.
Thank you. Thank you for the inspiration.
Campaign for Good Governance established in 1996. That was in the heart of the civil conflict. So leaders of the pro-democracy movement, because the conflict, one-party authoritarianism, military dictatorship, poverty, now been characterized with political system. Basically, when you lump all that together, the sum total is instability. So they gun the fire and the food not hit, and they won't go so that. So everything was chaotic. So, democracy in we context by the pro-democracy leaders that we form Campaign for Good Governance, then conceptualize them as an avenue towards peace and stability. Now, so they understand democracy. And that is what Campaign for Good Governance stands for. So an avenue towards peace and stability where now citizens, ordinary citizens for champion outside the states. So in 1996, 3 pro-democracy leaders then came together. Aja Zainab Bangura, where you just rightly mentioned, Dr. Julius Spencer, and also Dr. Joe Opala. He's an American, but he's been doing fantastic work in Sierra Leone, trying to connect. He's an anthropologist, trying to connect, the Gola people them. Now America, and Salone. And Salone. So he was so passionate to see, because we get a very rich history. So then 3 people there also come together and believe, right? If we dey call for a system of government, when a democracy, when a the people power, when we could choose who that we want, it go fine for let we get backup citizens. Well, then they know they participate directly in active partisan politics, right? So it's an independent civic space. They know they are political, but they know they directly participate in party politics. So for example, if you ask me about salon politics right now, I know everything, but directly participating
the contest
in
election,
exactly.
Belong to political party.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you need to forget them people then the way they checkmate government and say, no, this is how it should be. And so they form Campaign for Good Governance, and one of the biggest tasks where they undertake, in 1996, that year, they now for call for the Bintu Mani conference. When they talk say, we want elections before peace. In fact, quite recently I was in a forum and I was talking about this, and people be want for learn more. How? Because if you make, psychologically, how can you talk about you want elections
before you get peace? Make up people and the fire go now different path.
And eventually we got the Bintumani 1 and Bintumani 2, and there was, a national resolution that yes, we need forget election. Basically, waiting them they say, we careful decide who that then our leader, right? So that we go get election through, we go get leadership through the ballot box as opposed to the barrel of the gun, right? So that anybody where the car will be, will come with that kind of intentions. We know how the military posture at the time may be. Suspend constitutional order, ruling the country by decree. The level of instability within they pose. So when we get constitutional order, then we go get constitutional term limits. So for example, constitutionalism could be the heart of how we do governance and human rights centered leadership. So eventually people them buy that idea there, and the pro-democracy leaders them win in the sense that it became a win for all Sierra Leoneans, and democracy became the only game in town. Unfortunately, we had, one of the most, where you say sorry election, right? Because the signature tune of that election day, the vandals, they say anybody will go vote, then they chop off your hand.
Yeah.
And so that is why.
So can be longer and
yes,
yeah.
Because now when you get and I make
now
you go vote.
Yeah.
So that is why some of us are very passionate. Because at that time I was a student leader too, right, at Forbay College. We are passionate about this because we never got democracy on the silver platter, right? Yes, the sacrifice was huge. Imagine people losing their lives and people chopping off their hands. So we know history, right, of building democracy. The fortitude is actually embedded in how we for sustain peace. Now I make, for example, we're very happy where the government of Sierra Leone commemorates, a remembrance day for this country, where we don't say never again, because we don't want to use bad governance for go to that track. So that is how it is. And we have come a long
way. Individuals we believe, say, we need to be political, but we cannot be partisan.
Yes.
We need to be political for help democracy and help politicians them as well. So 30 years and the generational change what they talk about. I get Aja Zainabawa Bangura Naya. She served as minister. They working at the United Nations now. They Nairobi. How has it been? I know Valnora was there before you, and you're there now. How you get to CGG?
So CGG is 30 years. In fact, very soon, when I get out of the studio, what I want to celebrate with one of my foundation pictures. I found one picture as young as I've been then I own me file I did one meeting. So I just want to put that picture up to say that this is, it's not today. So I finished university 2003. Right, and then it's so interesting. So how did you get to CGG? I'm going to say the story publicly, right? And I was taken to CGG because I was an activist. I was taken to CGG by an elder brother, and that elder brother then had the vice president of Sierra Leone, Dr. Gilda Jallo.
Okay.
So Dr. Gilda Jallo been there doing PhD. I've been doing PhD in a University of Bordeaux, and it got to Fobe College, the political science department. Then I was in the political science department in the honors school, and I was the only lady in the class. So whether you want to see me, you don't want to see me, you go see me. Because now me are the only woman among the 17 young people we be then at the class of political scientists. And so it was there, it was frequent in the university, so it be support the political science department, and equally so it be doing research. And then he said to me, he said, Marcella, we have an organization. He said, Campaign for Good Governance. Of course I know Campaign for Good Governance. He said, I don't go to office because I am also supporting work at Campaign for Good Governance. He said, I don't go to office, I don't go tell them. I said, now they talk so now I want woman at the M. I have identified somebody for you. I said, but I'm not ready for work. Then I was a teacher. Before I went to college, I was a teacher. Yes, so I'm not ready for work, right? I was young, I was under parental care, so it was only getting a degree, go back and sleep, and not be ready for work at all. But then he convinced me that this is something we can do, and thankfully at that time we had a quality education project. We were looking across the country. It was intense, making sure we collect data and then advocate for quality schools across the country. So basically for show government at the time, when I've been the late President Kaba in government, for sure evidence at the time, the deplorable state, of schools, and for also make a case that services for be part of the post-conflict reconstruction agenda, because in 2002, the president then be just don't declare, say the war done. So it been fine for whilst we focus on how we put a trajectory for post-conflict reconstruction, we also ensure that services becomes at the heart, and education is critical, because I got an education background, I got excited with the quality education project. So you get somebody like Abdul Pakwa Masale, who we were all at Campaign for Good Governance. To this day, Abu Bakr Masale would not call me Marcella, she would call me quality education. So if you see Abdul calls me, and he will say for short quality, that's how he calls me, quality. And so if you see him calling me quality, that's what he means. Exactly, because we were campaigning for quality education at that time. So that's how I got to Campaign for Good Governance. And so people do not know the history of governance in this country. The recent, what we can call democratic renewal. We start from the 1996-2000 era, and the people that were the fundamental people that will resuscitate this brand of democracy.
And you've been on it as a student. You were identified. I can tell people, and I say we are all almost connected. We know we save, and sometimes we can see we the old people and we then are government accountable. It doesn't mean we hate them or we don't know they will not let them succeed.
In fact, they are friends.
They are. We get long-standing relationship with them. We've known them before they go to politics. If nobody know the thing, say they go be president or vice president, we've known them. That is how we connected. Everybody want the other person succeed.
Absolutely.
But we all get we role for play. We all get we responsibility. And this story, thanks for sharing it with us for the very first time. And I don't know side the connection with Abdul Pakram Masale now. But yeah, the generational change, and now, with democracy.
Absolutely.
Also we don't come on. From that same day where we want election before peace, where people and things say, no, how we go vote two side people in the faith war. So who side we don't get transition democratically, opposition party don't win, and the incumbent handover. Who side we they presently, and what's in the role we CGG don't play in sustaining and supporting the democratic process?
Thank you for bringing that. That's a major milestone. In fact, theorists of democracy believe, say, any country we don't get wetin dem call the two turnover. I mean, Samuel Huntington, he said the two turnover test. You see, some countries them don't be protracted democratic regimes, but now one party no more don't they have power for that 30 years. Yeah. But he said when the country go through what they call the two turnover test, it gets the potential for democratic consolidation. In fact, that particular theorization deny me whole. Because it shows say even though the challenges are there, right, we get great potential for democratic consolidation as Sierra Leone. And so what do we need for doing for work on those challenges? Now to your question, what think campaign for good governance don't do? The success stories are huge. Before now, one of the things that we CGJ make proper, before now, the face of governance was basically masculine. Na masculine face, na man and they talk about governance and government. And not to just man and they talk about governance, na elite man them, right? No more they talk about governance. Even though na man and they talk community man they not be they talk about governance. Woman they know they talk about governance. Yet alone picking. In fact, when you come to young women, they're not even there at the fraction. They we are totally excluded. In fact, we not even get the concept of young women in a salon. It's either the woman, it's either a picking. So when they see girl picking and they call them picking or woman. Yeah. So for say youth. And we call youth a lady when a youth, you know, even in a salon. So now we don't demystify all them concepts then, right? I mean, I sit down here and I want for say boldly, non-female parliamentarian no in this country we no pass through campaign for good governance from 1996. We they make sure say we mentor them, we train them, we expose them to political discourse. Every female council. Every female parliamentarian, we make sure say they are trained, right? So more women now get the face, right? Then get the support because what you do, whilst man then get the opportunity for lead in other sectors, like for example, even at the home level, the community level, we get big yard them. Not just use big yard. You know, we compound. Big yard as a unit of political administration because order for them at the compound. Then somebody say this compound and the cost too much. We want for less somebody they where they lead in at this compound. So we palaver up in somebody be mediator. The woman go then at the compound, the mama. You go then at the compound the whole day. You know they go work because in your whole at the home day. Nobody not go choose as the mediator. Then they say like wait where the pack come, the party can't talk the case. So woman they no get opportunities for lead, even at the compound level. So now we had to show them that you are going to the state level and you need for understand waiting state politics talek and waiting leadership talek.
So when we
succeed in that direction.
So when we talk about democracy mostly, we dey imagine going to vote, get political party, then campaign, election come, we vote and move. We're done with it as citizens. But there's the governance part of it. You know, when I work with CGG, they do as well. For ensure, say, waiting political party, then don't say, them manifesto, waiting them promise, CGG don't help, we don't get more women at parliament. How do we get gender sensitive laws them? We go help women then generally na the compound, na the farm, na the market.
Absolutely.
Then work then they. How campaign for good governance on they do and the good governance aspect of with democracy. Because at the end they strengthen the democracy.
Yes. In fact, the theme for anniversary celebration of democracy must deliver. So we move from the narrow conceptualization of democracy in our elections because now they all more focus. They vote. The campaign, we want win, we want
360
win.
after election, we talk about election.
Exactly. So we want move from that conversation because democracy for deliver, we say other forms of governance don't fail. Because if we think say instability, born out of military dictatorship and authoritarianism, we cannot be unstable. Every day we pay election, every day we pay political attention, every day we no, it shouldn't be that way. So we don't really campaign for political reforms. In fact, in 2007, let's start with 2007. 2007, the 3 gender laws. In fact, I have been in CGG. CGG started in 1996. I've been there since 2003. So I get a history. I mean, we can get other people there for talk the pre-history before me come, but I get a history of colleagues that I work with. In 2007, me and Monica Timbo, you know, I'm giving a lot of people in flowers this morning. Me and Monica Timbo, for the first time, this girl picking, born in Western area, I went across the country, no sign, no there, no Saloa, no Sabi. We went across the country talking to women, right? Because one of the tasks that we were given, both of us were coming from Phoebe College, we were given a task to practicalize and make CEDAW, the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, to practicalize and make it workable. So we went across the country talking to women, talking to traditional women, women in communities to say, what do you want? They said, we want a right to be respected. That's how the three gender laws come on. Now the history of the three gender laws, you know, the devolution of estates, the registration of customary marriage. Now from their consultation day, and I want to acknowledge this morning, I mean, the late Dr. Alusain Fofana, now Ina been the Parliamentary Human Rights Committee lead at the time, right? So it dealt with we across the country for ensure say we get enough data for inform the consultation for past three gender laws and for 20 years in terms of, because we know certain things here for happen if we not get policy, the right policy reforms. For 20 years we campaigned for a minimum 30% quota law. And in 2022, the government of Sierra Leone, thanks to, I mean, the entire governance and architecture, all stakeholders, start from the president, all those who saw it as forward-looking, and every other individual, the Ministry of Gender at the time, we say we need a minimum 30% quota law. The Parliament, we then say the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Law 2022. Then they crystallize everything. It bring into perspective that yes, women should be at the center. Therefore, they at the table. So there has been numerous. In fact, when it comes to the contributions, a lot of reforms were happened during the post-conflict era. We had a formidable team at the time. We've been the champion for ensure that the voices of citizens they reflect in their reform then the decentralization law in 2004 and the decentralization policy will emerge subsequently. We ensure that citizens' voices then did. So in terms of policy reforms, we have done fantastic work. One of the things them again at the early stages of we work, where I find out say the history of this country dwell on, right, in during the civil conflicts, the relationship between the citizens and the security forces, it completely goes zero. The relationship trust not being zero, because you know we call the Sobel factor. A lot of the soldier man them, because the incentive be lacking at the time, then change codes and then so then get this sober. So the citizens not been trust the security forces. During those period, it was such an uphill task building civil military relationships, getting people then for converse. Getting ordinary citizens to sit with the military to talk about things. Ordinary citizens to sit with the police. In fact, at the time, the police reform been tagged, you know, a force for good. How do we conceptualize a force for good? Now, during that period there, the force for good established what they call the CDIID, the Complaints, Discipline and Investigation Departments, where the CDIID, if me as ordinary citizen get any grievance for the police, I could go complain. That unit they sit like a court and then they administrate on that matter and give that in right to. It was so fantastic to see all those reforms, you know, unfold. If they have been sustained is another question.
But another I want to ask, you know, how do we sustain, because what we agree with now that with democracy don't progress.
Yes.
From advocating from CG advocating for peace, for election before peace. So multi-party democracy, what they get now, we agree say the opposition they win peaceful and over to the incumbents they hand over peacefully, and we move on as a nation. You know, even though election go get a small plaba, but they are ahead of other countries as you mentioned. Also, you don't get now one party no more in power now, they no more don't they lead.
Yeah.
The sustainability of we democracy, inclusivity, people centered.
Yeah.
How far we don't go with that for ensure say we sustain waiting people and don't sacrifice for.
Okay, just before I come to the sustainability, you know, I was talking about the civil security relationships, and part of what I want to do is also to give people their flowers. And you know, one of the major champion of that one is Olaika Krintirandu.
Oh yeah, we very good.
Olaika Krintirandu and Fatmata Jallo. These people were passionate about military citizens cooperation for development in this country, because they say if all the entity are so they I mean tension they will not go able to stabilize. And equally so we move on to the justice sector, because reform was at the heart of, you know, then place they all be don't collapse under the weight of bad governance, and I think the civil conflict. So the justice sector was equally going through reforms at the time, and I want to mention the likes of Abdul Tijan Cole. It was also instrumental in campaign for good governance. These are very formidable people. When we talk say we get people then are CGG over the years, these are the people who have held this organization, where this organization don't dey for 30 years. But now they include Sierra Leone and they're not for left the work now, me and no more anything. You see, the sustainability very
how do we
important.
sustain this?
Yes. You know, the sustainability important. People like Mahmoud, these are people who worked assiduously at campaign for good governance, right? Mahmoud Kamara.
Yeah.
I am calling you all are across the globe, right? Democracy is having a hard time, not just in Sierra Leone. Democracy is having a hard time, but the good thing is there's democratic resilience. You have to come up with ideas. This salon, that same ideas then they will be the co-create during the days. We need that right now. We are going through a period where the entire political landscape propaganda is high on the agenda. We have to predicate governance on the truth, right? If mosquito they bet me, I lie say I didn't AC, it go come out tomorrow with malaria. Exactly, then go see the malaria by me. They say him I sell unto you say that AC be they blow you, the owner mosquito be they bet you. So go, you cannot lie about governance. If things are not working, they are not working. What democracy presupposes, it means that we can come together and find a pathway. We can come together and find a solution. And where we are going wrong, we forget the courage for Sam say we they go wrong, and those who are sitting in political offices for become even more courageous. For accept, not to for pay bloggers, then for cause activists. It's a culture we are going to decry. It's a culture we not fits in our political setting. That is not our political culture.
We democracy they face a threat. What's
because we have people who are building our democratic dialogue on propaganda. Propaganda not the yield results. Because as I just mentioned, right, in as much they talk about democracy, you divide them from the socio-economic and political context. Right? Elect out that we're tackling, because democracy get values. The values of participation, the values of the rule of law, the values of accountability. Now then and the democracy espouse. Elect out and clean values, then the clean water, right? Pure, sparkling. If I put them na dirty container, me water the dirty. They were consumer na problem. So elect whose kind good idea you get. Elect whose kind money you get. You can't put them na a container when at the context we already get problem, right? In order they purify, we can't go with that. So we get to examine the context. And at that make, we na CGG say, whilst we are reflecting on 30 years of democratic participation, we no get problem. The work we don't do, no get problem for tell citizens they say no vote. Are they gone a certain democratic context? Voter apathy. Like, how many people are voting? 22% of the electorate. What? In Sierra Leone, 70-something% of the electorate are excited to go and cast their vote. Because waiting do we don't invest in citizens' participation. Telling them that you get a role for play for make a decision as to the running of your state. You know, if you look at the figures for democratic participation in countries, in West Africa, big countries like Nigeria, less than 30% of voter turnout on election day.
They go over 70.
They go over 70. So citizens' participation not a problem. Waiting a problem now for the leadership deliver on the expectation of Sierra Leone.
How does that work, and how does democracy work for we? I don't ask that question. Then we they see democracy and politics some more about voting and the satisfaction. Say okay, now me party then a power. Now we give them power. Now we own turn. But how do we get democracy? Because like you mentioned, we see how democracy is facing a challenge, not only in Africa, but even in bigger democracies like the US. How do we get democracy to work for the people and provide good governance?
Excellent question. So we prescribe a formula we'll talk about making sure we go back to the basics, right? You know the predicate. I just give you the analogy, for contaminated container and clean water. No government not in a country where they come for 5 years, 10 years. You say that government they not do nothing, But because you not fix the basics. And all in laudable ideas the way it carry it can predicate her on a collapse system. Eventually the thing will try for a while. The milestone, that's what they call it in English, will suck up the entire process. And what you do, nobody go see them. Now, for example, you see, with democracy get for yield economic benefits. If it fail for yield economic benefits, we just predicate on rights, and freedom. We not talk about the economic reality. People go lost interest. Say, what's in this purpose of what are the votes for? So government, any government, and with the targets the government where they can 2028. We say any government where they can, you get for first and foremost begin think say you get for ensure a national strategy where you put money in the household. That man I will be born on a free tongue. I mean other people then go get experience elsewhere. Them I mean then they sell ginger beer, then they sell cold water. Because waiting to freezer then na house and lights day. Some money then na the house. Right? You see people then, the young woman them and the woman they right now waiting then they do. Na Chinese thing then they go buy in China. But Okuboku Chinese and junks then at all because waiting to they're not perishable. Nobody want to make food right now because he puts the food in a fridge for money for make it well because lights not there. So they go buy junks clothes where you need a gear water, you need a preserver, and then all the piles of stock and rubbish and plastic will get it emanate from all the consumption and they will they bring elsewhere. Governments need thinkers. I can always say, right, wise democracy is for all and sundry, now for everybody. Leadership now for the brightest and best. Yes.
So we get the smartest people for
people when are thinkers, when they sit down. I can always worried. At CGG we worried with dialogue, they become constrained. Where people no one, we saw the president yesterday talking to people, through the public events. We need open public events, not to constrain one them, where ordinary citizens go able to engage their leader, right? Even if not to the president, the minister, it can engage a one-to-one, just ordinary citizen, and let him pass on the information going at the system. Democracy presupposes dialogue. People for talk waiting at them problem, so that you go able to test the pulse of the community. where we go able for sit down and plan, right? So we talk say we want for see a government 2028 where then go sit down, they look at wetin make from 2007 where I rightly remember electricity don dey high on the agenda na this country.
Yeah.
But 30 they will not get sustainable light.
Yeah.
If you calculate the amount of resources we don't go to energy, waiting at the problem. If you're not able to examine the fundamental problem, right, where they affect why the electricity not they go at the last mile, then you not fix it. What you can't, you just can't touch on the surface. And as I say, the weight, it they suck them up eventually, lost back. You they wonder outside all that money they go.
Yeah.
So we dey tell people then say we don't want manifesto the way long 30 page, we just want 4 issues. Start from the basic, and then they go get a catalytic effect. We'll get water, clean water, access to safe water. Like what I say, we go able for we go able for ensure say every household get access to clean water, right? The one that we do science will tell you say this issue of typhoid it don't drop and down. The issue of maternal, if you ask the woman the way they do maternal and infant health, right? The nurses and the doctors them where they do maternal and infant health, then go tell you say most of the under 5 die them now because of contaminated access to water where they give them baby them, right? So even the infant mortality go drop, it will get so much effect when you can't be, with economy, right? Third world economy. Industrialization is still there in the embryonic stage for pickup. Most of the SMEs then and other business then they collapse because waiting happen, right? They run in cost too high. They run in cost too high. Then get for light generator all day. And so business they thrive.
Yeah.
Right?
The
So when you get
expenditure.
electricity, you get water, then basic then that is a starting point. So we put them 2 things and then at the agenda. And the government begin think of how then they able for use university lecturers them when are them party supporter eventually.
Yeah.
Party supporter not to for just cost normal. You get forget party supporter when a thinker where they come help you for research waiting at the state of electricity, right? People that were not electrical engineers, people that were also go able for tell you say the data we don't collect so far now this is a show and now this you get for do. And then we'll move forward and say, but at least this country 2028 they picking they not dey na school where they attach houses. The roof they for don't pan them. Then call them buffer. No, boo. That they know. Rights. Rights. I mean, any leader we sit down before education, we sit down a leadership in a country, for able for see. I don't know how they able to see picking and they under them kind condition then they not supposed to be. Let we ensure say, let we start. Each of the village them at least let get one better primary school.
Well constructed.
Yes.
Yeah.
At least when say at this school, when you go to them school then they at the village, get for begin members say me na village pikin. Me we sit down here so na village pikin. In the 70s, Aberdeen have been village. In fact, we were totally cut off. Totally cut off, by, the bridge came very later after the OAU 1989. They began construct the Aberdeen Bridge. That time they made unborn, right? But then you can't see me as village pikin. Now both I take go school, right? Nobody enough for common a village, and because the common a village not reaching full potential, the society go to rob them of that ability for be who they want for being a society. Let we ensure say at least let we not just the jump the free quality education or the free health care. Let we ensure say the requisite infrastructural basis and system we required for make it happen. One village, one primary school.
One primary school.
And then And then, I read a tribute to one of our colleague, we pass. He works in the police. Now we all go for the college and everything. I get for understand say this colleague, but just say waiting time, because waiting to the kidney, the liver, everything.
Wow.
I read somebody write a tribute to if you don't fly nowadays, the middle class people, what would they do when any of the compatriots sick? When you they change from 40 they go 50, or within their age bracket, then they all kind of complication they come. When any of the compatriots sick, then they call we will be the university together. Una let get our money, let put little flyer. No, it's a no. We just take that boldness, right? India do India is the largest democracy in the world. But waiting then say with democracy must go with the requisite economic and social services. It's not enough for just go and vote, but how this they translate the budget will they generate as a country for service, the economic realities of the people. People then they fly people then from Yago, India. We they talk say any government where they can 2028, let we get one district, one sober hospital. What in sober hospital constitute?
All thing for day.
At least we're able to do operation. We're not short of doctor. We get very intelligent Sierra Leoneans in this country. Medical, in fact, recently I see a post. The Sierra Leoneans and the Nigerians, they fought for one doctor.
Okay, we die now.
Yes, they say because they carry this name, they feel say Nigerian, but this is a Sierra Leonean doctor. So when it comes to intellectuals, we are not short. We get medical doctor then at this country. We don't hear it several times where some of them don't bold enough for speak out for make them facility. They enough hospital not to building. Enough for put building. We say we don't build hospital. We for equip them. And one of the things they will for know why they talk about the replaying effect. We get for understand say some of their operation and they self waiting make it not impossible. They're not even sure of electricity for them. And some of their equipment that they serve right now. We are doing this campaign and we are doing a lot of research around it. Some of the equipment then they get for day in constant sterilization.
What's up for day?
Yes, the thing they wouldn't use for putting inside people then system there, right? Then for sterilize them, because you not going for go enter person system, you go left bacteria there. Not all the sick they kill and now the bacteria they kill. So governance is a whole architecture, right? Not so fantasy.
That's not the citizens' manifesto, right? Now waiting the citizens they want. Our campaign for good governance they develop plan day.
So we have launched that in January, and of course we were part of the launch. We launched them in January 2026, and we call everybody for come on board. One of the things the way Sierra Leoneans they like the campaign, they like the advocacy, but they not like for support. And support not means saying a financial no more. You get for identify because what they talk so they touch your life. To be honest with you, Lamrana, right? We were then at CGG, so thankfully we are educated. So why they advocate for school? Not for me again. I not get for go school again, right? What would they advocate for then? So I don't need for suffer for buy one packet water they buy. But people then they will drink from the streams, and then streams then they run across the drainage, which they call gutter. But me I able to buy one packet water. So why they advocate for water? Not so for me. So if you hear me advocacy and you cost me, now you self you the cost because when you don't cost don't on social media now you don't go drink the dirty water. I mean I clean water I drink. At least I can afford them. So this is what touches the life of every Sierra Leonean, and for be a proud Sierra Leonean, Now we are able to identify what my compatriots they feel. And so that's why we want every Sierra Leonean to come on board. We they collect 3 million signatures.
Okay.
3 million signatures, where approximates to the number of voters in this country for say who that they come. This is what we want. Not come with big manifesto. Then at the end of the day, I meet we no more so you left with so. No. Let me see that democracy they yield what we call democratic dividend. Where they're able for progress from one stage to the other as a country. Right now, I mean I could be missing this advocacy today if I not talk to government, but the fuel crisis. Whilst we dey celebrate 30 years, we no want for continue for celebrate her with the repeated problems, right? We cannot put transportation at that level. We understand all the international and global dynamics around fuel as an international commodity. But the price don't drop, and other factors that will be influence the rise in price also, right? We recognize that. But understand what it mean for the ordinary citizen for let you peg transportation. When you calculate at the household level, they want the way na middle level people the way they use motor car, na fuel then they work for right now.
Yeah.
And
you spend all transport.
Yes, it's not sustainable. Governments get for sit up with the marketers and understand the cry of citizens, right? So I want for lend my voice to other activists, Edmond and other one that we don't they push and say let this particular fuel price come down, and let we understand say transportation it impact every other thing at the country. And right now, because the transport high, the poverty level and citizens' well-being has also been grossly affected.
Yeah.
And so governments will pay attention to that.
Marshall, I want to ask about, we talk about democracy, governance, and public service. In his book, Professor Francis, we serve as chief minister, the peace scholar and all, say the scourge of leadership failure has been the bane of Sierra Leone's underdevelopment. And the advice say, if we not fix leadership problem, in the next 50 years, we're going to be the same country where they complain about the same issues. Them. They talk about a lot of things. Them. We get for do with how people are appointed, regionalism. But leadership is the issue we identify. You think for with democracy for get better and governance for work for the people, we need for fixed leadership? And which kind of leadership we want by after 2028? That's the question when they ask as well.
So I mean, the professor is right, and in fact, is saying that it's also backed by practical experience. But I think in more no more safe. Honestly, a lot of people can only get sense when they don't come on power, But if you go with them, would they tell them when they can do, would they still tell them say na so? But then they listen, But then they only come to the realization where they don't come out. Then get that way to we can call na that if I be no feeling, and then if I be no feeling there, when you did it now you they fix them. But the professor is right, right, and so. A lot of people then they downplay education and the capacity where education they bring to leadership. You see the civil service training college will get a salon. Now they will for equip for let leaders then they pass through. You know what they happen right now, right? And I want let people challenge me on this. A lot of people then a political appointed position with fake papers. Then they with fake papers, certificates and degrees the way they know they work for. And then people then they know they able for deliver. Because waiting do, they not get the capacity na that particular domain for deliver on that one day.
And that will affect service delivery and governance.
Because waiting do, the essence of governance is to solve the people's problem. Now I make them people then they don't want your Igbo problem. We say when you dey talk about results, the result chain na the problem first you dey identify. Say, oh, you see, if I'm a seller, the first thing when you always talk about na the problem.
Yeah.
Well, you know why you cannot get results. You get for problematize first.
Yeah.
Understand the problem, and you for let you able for problematize, you get for go through the rigors of tertiary education. I make you a policy maker, not to all man they be policy maker, right? So if you support her, because if we are running a political system of patronage, it is not supporting democracy. It
But
is
that's
an
a professor
affront.
point. He said the politics of patronage affect.
It's an affront to democracy, right? Me, I like political party supporter because waiting do I'm in a political theorist. Democracy has to be democracy in a gang. We get for support. If you not support your leader, nobody need to vote for her. I get for sell me leader. But that person when a supporter, I will not supporter. Not a policy maker, not to, because if you take here, you they clap for you, they sing for you. Now I mean they pull the singer in community, you they go make a policy maker. No, that person not cut out for that role. You need for understand that. Now I make you get for balance. You get for get the one day where they sing during you campaign, and then you get for get people that when a technocrat will get for dinner you campaign. Political leaders then get for showing in fact who done at the cabinet self before we vote for them. Yes. They will begin to understand, does this person understand really?
So they scrutinize the leaders, scrutinize the people that we get for cow.
Not to by talk no more. If you don't see that person the day in a sector where it don't transform, we will not say it gets the ability for transform state architecture, because that is much more bigger. But you know go get a supporter when a bag it be the thought, and in the thought the set the dance for you, now they pull the fine thing then at the community. That's his role. I am not in any way downplaying or diminishing that role. That role is very essential for election, but that individual is not a policy maker. What you do when you come to leadership now for organize so that people of that caliber and category you get side where go put the let them learn skills. Let them use the hand, let them use, do something we will transform the economy. But not go make a director, ever go through the rank and file, understand nothing, get the requisite education for back the position where you go put her, how you want for let it transform society.
Mashallah, which kind of president we need after 2028, for run this country?
So we need a president who believe in collective leadership, because no one person is able to transform this country. And so if you not because when we discuss who will be the next president, which is our focus for 2028 at campaign for good governance, we said this person for do self-reflection. Say, can my heart seek the journey? If you're not possible, the member say then they cost me. If you're not possible, members say then they criticize me. If you're not possible, you cannot lead, right? You get for focus on collective leadership, and that collective leadership they get for build, caliber of people that will understand the country in root problems, and then people they are so not to people them. One of the things they want to repeatedly, just last month. I had the opportunity of sitting down with a former government minister. This person tell me the thing them where they pass inside government. I tell you, say now where the kid all left in the guest house. I sit down with them over lunch. I listen. In fact, we sit down tell myself not be no say time they go. Then I begin to reflect. One of the things that he tell me, right? And I keep telling people, and I am saying it now. This person tell me, say, one of the problems the political leaders then get, elect for, yeri lies. People the way they tell them, thing the way they want for yeri. People the way they can lie upon them. So even where the technocrats then they near them, they don't see say from waiting with the see the economic viability for the next 3 months it will show a sharp decline. And then they tell her because want for your leader one day. elect for Yeri the thing where then they can't tell her where they praise sing and even people them when are intellectuals and technocrats don't fall for that one day and then self they join the spree for call lie and the leader. And unfortunately the leader they only realize all these lies with the system collapse. And so this leader will they talk about 2028 if I believe in collective leadership, making sure he listen to varying voices and inputs, right? One of the things the way African countries don't benefit from African universities. Una left the university, let the university be the intellectual powerhouse of the country. Nobody, no intellectual, no day will experience the problem better than practical terms. And not only they theorize them, but he also they live the experience. So he understand them better. So if you go bring technical person from outside, they can't give you the theory, but he not understand the live experience. But we intellectuals, the way they now for college, IPAM and Jala, una left they let them be intellectual, equip the university, they let them able for produce knowledge we go supply the leadership of this country for able for run the country. Because waiting do right, then people then they are intellectual, they don't need political appointments. If we give them the requisite capacity for produce data and research, we requisites for the knowledge we need. You don't need for you go pull lecturer and make a minister. No, the person they thrive in his own capacity. And when you get the right tools, it is able for produce the knowledge where they guide you. Nobody no need for life by you with data, because data gets story behind. You know, they tell you, say, this party, 20 people they eat this morning, then one will watch the food where the person cook now 1 cup rice. 20 people know they eat 1 cup rice. Right? Data gets story behind. So you as the leader for able to get the requisite knowledge for run the state. And then one of the third fundamental problem where we don't see from a governance perspective, because of the stark political divide, the leader not able to run the entire national architecture. So the social fabric not they there together. Right? So the leader get for ensure say it gets processes them where swiftly they unite the country after elections. So we're not for day in election mode for 5 years. If we day in that mode, they need able to development work.
Now, then there one we end this conversation with. Yesterday, the president talked about national cohesion, how bad politicians and they take advantage of dividing people. Talk about now. We party this because now this region will come out, vote for me because me na a tribesman. And he was condemning that. He was saying, no, we people from the north, they live in the southeast. People from the southeast, they live in the north peacefully. Where do we converge? How do we get a politics where we already see what's in the happen? What's in happen in 2023, what's in the happen right now? The tension, we move into 2028. How do we get an election or a politics, a democracy, where the dialogue will be about addressing the issues the way Campaign for Good Governance they talk about, water, light, hospital, school, and not about people in religion, then tribe, or them which
so,
would have benefit.
You know, the essence of waiting and they do so now for sharpening division and eventually, like what I say, whether in Ghana power, there is resort to political patronage. Now, one of the things that we need for know, we don't get this debate several times, right? In African forums, the way they get. I remember one particular professor when they argue. You know, we are really condemning ethnicization, ethnic politics, and all of that. And some societies even worse because then they campaign on religious lines as well. Unfortunately, thankfully, we're not deep and demanding. And then this professor in argument say, he not see anything wrong. That was him. He said he not see anything wrong with people they campaign on ethnic politics. He said he not say people them believe somebody with them sabi. I said okay, makes sense. He say Marcella, somebody where you sabi, he better pass the way you know. Now that's make them to use that channel. Then I say, but unfortunately, in several contexts, that is not why they're using those channels. Then they use them for let you say you sabi me. Then they use them because then they believe say now only because you be me tribe now you for survive. And now that one they not wrong. Because where you can't take leadership is about every other person for survive. Because you're not the leader of the entire country. You're not the president of the entire country. You're not a president of a particular set of people. So if you start on that footing there, you dey miss her for the next 5 years where you dey in power, you dey miss her. Because you're not the president of the entire country and you get for try as best as possible. Immediately when you take power, you move towards a track. Peace, reconciliation, and let everybody understand the election done. We now have an agenda for pursue. Lastly, Lamorana, I want to talk to Parliament of Sierra Leone, right? Not to just the laws the way then they bring before now, but una say think development don't become very checkered. You know smoothness alone. We dey go 10 step, we can 15 BN. Una not think say we forget a national development plan where we dey legislate. A number of African countries don't do them. So that where government can't dey, right? Then do up to XYZ. Then do this. Government be calm, they can add on that one day and maintain waiting government don't do. It not turn like for any time we'll get a new government after the 5-year cycle, they can't start all over again. So we'll get one policy, broad national policy statement, agenda for change. Then we'll get another broad policy statement, a new direction. Then so let's have a national agenda where each other government, political party will take leadership, will come and say we are inputting into this. We conceptualize this national development plan. We know that we need the requisite institution and infrastructure and human resource for one arm. Believe you me, some of them ministry they are so we no need her. They're not so useful. We they do without them. Right? Most of them people then they will sit down at them ministries, then they get all day, they don't get nothing for do. Let we find skills for them. Let them able to contribute to the economy. Let them live. You no need for go put them at government. Government is the highest employer. The wage bill is high. We really need thinkers in government. This particular approach to governance no they yield nothing. Year in, year out, governance would not translate into the benefit and the dividend we desire if we continue in this fashion. The system is bloated and decayed. Decayed system cannot produce results. It is contaminated.
Waiting for change.
So waiting for changing at the approach to development, the approach to politics, political patronage and nepotism cannot work. You cannot use the national architecture for reward everybody with support, right? And this doesn't go for any one government. Any government will take that approach. It is suck up all what you get. The entire budget could be paid. The salary no more going to pay. You're not going to do development, right? So chat away. Let you get thinkers the what we need as a country. We economy agrarian. Get people that let them go plant. We get beautiful soil. Na saloon. Get people that let them produce. We know they produce. We are consumers. And so democracy and economic reality, they go hand in hand. And so whilst we are focusing on 2028 as best as possible, we call on all the critical interlocutors, the media, civil society, right? Let we educate people them waiting at the true meaning of democratic governance. It's not just about power politics. It's not just about the paraphernalia for be the leader and for be minister, right? And transform your life, you know. Democracy is now a space of upward mobility. That campaign more you win there, you reach overnight. No. Democracy is about accompanying the entire country. You know why they say this?
Mm-hmm.
Today, you will be benefiting.
Yeah.
You see, the one that will come on our power 8 years ago, you see them condition, right? They be only the wealth where them in the display, we only they touch the surface, you not get depth.
Yeah.
Build system so that when you come on our power, where the money left you, where you go now cannot, then they able for address you health needs where you go there for.
Because you know they able fly again.
And some sick day will attack you, right? Where person get heart attack, you need to fly am.
Yeah.
Heart attack na immediate solution. Yeah. Right? You need to fly certain patients them. The condition where you dey, you self not able for sit on a plane. Let's fix our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. At the end with I know you don't left new. There is new leadership. But what are you hope and wish for the national election watch? You know, the other day I get a guy in a beep. He's challenging the election. There's dispute in the election and all. But new is very important. It's not the indigenous observer mission we don't sabi we get. We don't observe elections in this country. And even out of Salon, we're part of international bodies there now. Waiting now hope for new and how you want for Siam in the 2028 election.
Oh, so I not left new.
Oh, well, the leadership, I mean.
So I want to correct that.
Yeah.
You know, a number of Sierra Leoneans like, oh no, I'm not left new. Campaign for, new na a membership organization, and the Campaign for Good Governance is a member of National Elections Watch. And I sit at a prominent position at Campaign for Good Governance. So ultimately, I sit at a prominent position at new always. Okay, so new is like what Sierra Leone needs. That's the avenue of truth when it comes to elections. Every other person has been trained to look at elections in a way where it will value the outcome, irrespective of who say you sit on. Right? So we have built that culture. And, you know, because democracy is having a hard time, I sit down from a perspective right now. I'm writing a lot these days. So when people talk about democratic resilience, I'm taking you as a case study. From 2023, the kind of battle when you don't go through, right? By the time we don't land in that battle, it puts National Elections Watch at a pinnacle where the world they see say, yes, there is democratic backsliding, there is democratic regression, but there is also democratic resilience. It puts you in a court for waiting. An election where normally we can just sit down and that's us as civil society. We can just sit down and say, so now what for lead now say Lamrana, you go take her. No, but take her, but you lead. We never had like contestation because this is professionalism. This is our work. This is what we do. Where as done I no need for the National Elections Watch for do democracy and politics. This is what I studied. This is what I've learned all my years. Those people, Reverend James Lahai, Bernadette French, Sir Kendema, these are political scientists in Sierra Leone, right? They are in civil society. This is what they know. So, you know, they can't say they compete. We're not a politician. That election was not about contestation. So it's all, we know where all things they emanate from. And that's the resilience National Elections Watch don't build, that in times of trial, in times of where democracy they get a hard time, there is a group of civil society individuals who stood their ground, that irrespective will put country first, right? And so any society need an independent electoral monitoring group, a non-partisan group. You go bring partisan group there, you go bring them all, but they're not going to do nothing towards the election, right? You need a group where transparent and fair, Because what we are saying is the lived experience of individuals, not all the context we dey go talk about too. The thing when you report, na thing wey happen na a community or na a polling station. When you dey report, so people dem feel and dem see am, not to National Election Watch observer no more see am. So new is critical, it's important. Yes, we are going through challenges, we are going through attacks from multiple facets. Right? Today some people just come out no more. They say them people don't eat money, they don't thief money. Now I say, oh Marcella, say we are not reacting to anything. Right? Nobody. When something lost, 9% thief. Nothing no lost, 10% say you thief. I can show me what lost. I say, why are you cheating? Nothing no lost. The person go na media talk all kinds of say thief. Wake na morning no more. They say parliament they investigate now. Wetin dem dey investigate? Or some people dem kind of say una thief money when nothing no lost. So you know all those things. This is another level of intimidation tactics.
We democracy is getting better in your opinion?
You know, that's why I'm talking about. Last week we were in a particular forum. One of the things that the contribution one make, I tell people then say, can we talk about, you know, by the time we don't talk done, you dey see the somberness in the room. All mountains. It's like the democracy promoters they across the world, they want broke down. You know, this they give in your own story. They don't arrest Tayanda, they don't arrest my colleagues, so they don't do this, they don't shut down the office. They were broken from America to Brussels, to Freetown, to Uganda, to Ghana. People were just to the Caribbeans. People were just dejected. And then I asked him up, I said, can we start telling the positive stories? There is democratic backsliding. The pain is so much. Because sometimes they, in myself, waste don't so. The pain can so much, I can just hold me head and say, but why are we doing all of this when people are not appreciating? But then I said, but there's democratic resilience. Can we talk about how people have walked out of prison and there have been all the charges the way they lay against them, they don't come out free because in fact there was no charge in the first place. And they say, Marcella, you're right there. And that's how we picked up the momentum in the room again. So this is where National Elections Watch Day. Just we are in a forum, a number of us are in that forum, the Africa Forum too. The WhatsApp on Sunday, we woke up in the morning and they said one of our sisters, Dr. Abirete, has been abducted. And I am like, Sunday I've been busy. And I was saying, what am I reading? After that they said the soldier then don't release them. So democracy is facing, the democratic promoters are facing a hard time across the globe, right? And then so they have been emboldened because when they see the democratic decline where they happen. Right? This is just an era for National Elections Watch. That's why I believed in the leadership of Charles Kobai, because waiting do not person we don't go through this period. It was the National Union of Sierra Leone student president during the civil conflict. You know what that mean? Now the people then that one day we match gonna for this and call us. So when democracy is under attack, when democracy promoters are under attack, this is somebody who has lived the experience, so he understands. Me never touch me no side. I'm just saying the realities unfolding. If I tell somebody, I say when they come up at this, they go for other one. Because you don't get no case. Election will get problem. Now right from all the confusion they come. You go, you the candidate, you go hug the person we win, we laugh, we eat, we drink pepper soup that next day. We can then 3 weeks after somebody writes email, he copy a government official now the email say, oh, we are petitioning. I say, we're not just exposing ourselves. The government official was copied in the email, or we are petitioning the elections. I say, this is another brand of attack. Right? So this is where we are, unfortunately. Right? You want to ostracize National Election Watch. You ostracize National Election Watch at your own detriment. Because you self get for kind of position one day, you need them.
Yeah.
Because you could benefit from an entity with professional and impartial. So, since you bring the National Elections Watch topic, all right, I would say to all the National Elections Watch members who have been steadfast, continue to be. You are doing the right thing for God and country, right? And I told you I am tired. But I am not retired.
Yeah, no, it's still there.
So I am around. I will give you all the moral support you need and technical guidance you need. This is a phase and it will pass.
Inshallah.
To all new members, stay strong.
Yeah, and CGG members, want to congratulate you now. Wish you the very best. You know, with 30 years in promoting good governance, democracy, and public service. You know, the generation, the people that we don't mention this morning, one day just send a final message to members of New, the people that we don't support New, we don't work with New, as soon as they celebrate 30 years.
Campaign for good governance.
Campaign for good governance.
And so, to campaign for good governance, the current team, past members, we have enjoyed a formidable leadership from Aja Zaina Bangura to Tijan Cole Esquire, to Olainka Quintin Randall, to Valnora Edwin, to myself, Marcela Samba Sise. This particular institution is a wholly Sierra Leonean institution, and we don't institutionalize, we don't change leadership over the years. We have stood the test of time. We are coming up with what we call a democracy march soon, so that we will revitalize the values of democracy. We'll also be awarding Sierra Leoneans who have invested in democracy in this country, civil society, and there is a lot we plan to do to ensure, because this is the only form of government that is the best seal for the others.
Yes.
Thank
democracy.
you.
No matter the challenge with democracy, it's the best. And at least we on is better. You know, you get country the way people in London in power. Chelsea they are in power. Now them party no more in power. You know, but yeah, we go get with challenges, we ups and we downs.
Yeah,
but we at least we get a conversation there. Yesterday the president gets a town hall meeting, you know, and the media day challenges and go there. We go raise them, you know, but together we go build we safe and move together, because we are all connected. We all sabi we safe, and we all want this country for better. But we can talk about bread and butter now in next conversation. We get an economic expert with between at the studio already. We can look at what inflation mean, the economy and household income. Continue for still to you to take a quick break and the video of the vice president on household income. Then we can start that conversation there. Thank you for coming.
The National Protected Area Authority (NPAA), when the government set up for look after protected area dem na the country, they want all man where they buy land, build house, cut stick, burn charcoal, mine, cut mangrove, na the wetland.
Up the hill them
for tapa 110 because the law go bet you tranga one where you go pay boku money or go jail, and self you go pay the money, and same way so you go the jail. So no say they no want you na for the tomorrow bambai. So if you see person they do them bad thing they are na the wetland or protected area na the country, na for report them na the National Protected Area Office where they near you. So if we see caterpillar or motocar them where they go back filling the wetlands them, we go seize them, and the law go bet you tranga one. So protect the environment for protect yourself.
This message comes to you from the National Protected Area Authority (NPAA).
What in the Minister of Trade maybe not make mention. Sierra Leone today, over the last couple of years, you go to the call commodity price stabilization. Today, if you look salon, rice, flour, oil, tomatoes, onion, it cheap na salon pass we neighbor all. But what we make, yet still we get cheap food, but yet still the country look difficult. Now what do they call, say, the number of people that way they work, the income, household income, is very, very low. When you go to one whole family, maybe now one person will work. So if you get one rent teacher, na no more the work, na go buy rest, na go pay school fees. So the other dependents then na salon, the dependent then na them boku. So not to say commodities then there, the household income na in small. So now in make we dey invest for create more industry, we dey create more jobs. Because the more jobs we create, the more they increase household income. So that when if you get a household, outside the pikin they work, the mama they work, the auntie they work, you go imagine saying a 5 bag rest go Canada house fee. But if you get household when a one person no more they work, to support the other people then go be very, very difficult.
Please on.
Famous. Rotel Commercial Bank go acquire UTB. Yes, the bank wey we all know as UTB go now get the name Rotel Commercial Bank. Then they on transition, wey mean say you don't need for worry about anything. Rotel Commercial Bank want to make all customer wey dey deal with UTB know say all deposits on their money safe. And the same people then wey be dey work na UTB, na the same people then you go meet na the bank where you go for the transaction. And the bank na still Salon Bank because not a foreign bank acquire. And the Bank of Salon, they be for make sure say the transition go find one for all man. Yes, all deposits of the money safe and the bank still strong. Same face, same people, same Salon Bank. Ansi Bank, the bank of choice.
The Minister of Trade maybe not make mention. Sierra Leone today, over the last couple of years, you get to the call commodity price stabilization. Today, if you look salon, rice, flour, oil, tomatoes, onion, it cheap na salon pass we neighbor all. But what we make, yet still we get cheap food, but yet still the country look difficult. Now what do they call? Say the number of people away the work, the income, household income is very, very low. When you go to one whole family, maybe na one person dey work. So if you get one rent teacher, na no more dey work, na go buy rest, na go pay school fees. So the other dependents then na salon, the dependent then na them boku. So not to say commodities then there, the household income na in small. So now in make we dey invest for create more industry, we dey create more jobs. Because the more jobs we create, the more they increase household income. So that when if you get a household, outside the pikin they work, the mama they work, the auntie they work, you go imagine saying a 5 bag rest go Canada house fee. But if you get household when a one person no more they work, to support the other people then go be very, very difficult.
So that now the vice president. I don't they try to talk about the hardship, difficulty, things that people and they go through, the issue of unemployment, people income, and waiting a mean for their survival. I don't they say this explanation kind of clearly say waiting I don't try for saying. I'm not an economist by the way, but I get an economic expert this morning. I want to welcome to the studio Dr. Mohamed Ibrahim Justice Ganawa, we a vice president of the Economic Association of Sierra Leone. Good morning, Justice, and welcome.
Good morning, Lamana, and thank you for getting
me. Thanks.
Good morning to all the listeners.
You're a very busy man. You don't say I want to get this conversation, but thanks for all you're doing. Teaching people at the university and the other work the way they do. But yeah, this explanation. Remember the last day we talk about income, inflation, the bread and butter issue in the economy. How could you better put this in an economic terms? Written the vice president they say so. Unemployment, hardship, the bread and butter issue in the economy.
Okay. So I think the way I want for start and for say the vice president is spot on. A talk in a way we be to say I think it's so realistic for like people and know say in as much as we consider the prices of we staple foods them now this part of the world salon compared to Guinea and Liberia say cheaper, but Poland the people and still they complain.
Yeah.
Because Now, the best way for present this household income and prices are like two sides to a scissors. So if you try for put the prices down and the household income not they go up, it still will be problem because Sierra Leone the dependency ratio too high. As I mentioned, most people from a family of 5 or 6 or even 10, now 1 or 2 person in the job there. And even when they say work, what's in the income way people they get? Salon, one unique thing where I observe about our country, the middle class very shrink. Small people only get from 5,000 upwards. Very small in salon. Most people they earn far below. So in as much as you will see say the prices then they don't. As I mentioned, even though I get my own talk about inflation, understand? I get things around for what things are nuances in waiting they say, but we'll come into Nande. But for start the conversation like that, in as much as you price them go relatively lesser compared to other places, how much money households and they get? Then within a household, we need for within a household.
Yes, so now within the household.
So when I say household simply means group of people who eat from one pot. So for example, Lamana, Mrs. The mommy, the picking them, and whosoever they live within a house. Understand? As long as now all eat from one pot, now they call household.
Okay.
Understand? So if the household income small, no matter what happen, it will be difficult for like the household able for afford the things and within the cell. So when we even they compare Sierra Leone to Guinea and Liberia, one of the questions for even they ask is not just about the price, it's about the level of income for households in other jurisdictions. And so when you look at Sierra Leone, the minimum wage now don't go 1,200.
Yeah.
You know, and most people they survive around minimum wage. Most people.
Yeah.
Teachers and they get up to 5,000. So how then you rightly mentioned most of them teachers and they get family with a household of 5, 6, 7 people. So how they go for sustain a family day? So it becomes a problem not just about, as I mentioned, the scissors na two side. So prices, government they try over the period, inflation don't come down, it don't go up, understand? And in a separate discussion today. But what's more important is that if you handle that side of the scissors sharp, then the other side of the scissors dull, the scissors not able to work well. So now that make a mention say in as much as they do all waiting and they do so, you still find out say country triangle, people still they complain.
So employment is key, right?
Yes,
when people have jobs, they earn more, then they get income. So if you get a family and you get the daddy they work, the mommy they work, you get two other people they work, more income, household income they come, and spending they be more. That's the idea, right?
Yeah. So in economics, basically, waiting to boost the economy, waiting to make lives of people even better. Now, when you find out a consumption they up. So when consumption they up, it means say people in they buy. But how person go buy lamana? Now we get money.
Now we get money. Yeah.
Understand? So the thing here get for do with productivity as a country. The productivity level very low, and when productivity level very low, it means the jobs are not be available all over the place. How many factories, how many jobs, thousands of students that graduate across the different universities and other technical institutes there, jobs are not there. So it simply means the few people who they work, now they still get this pressure. So it means household income. You see somebody done the 30 years, it still depend on in daddy or in mommy where they work. So that they tell you say the pressure get for continue for day on that particular household day until and unless governments decide for be very intentional and deliberate for shift moving from the traditional jobs and when our government just create jobs and let the private sector able for create a lot of jobs and by making sure the environment really conducive, and when that happens people then start for get job, the standard of living will improve and even businesses are able to thrive more when people and get job, because now until I get job, you get job, and then go make people buy.
Yeah.
So now that's I think say they present to the people.
The other aspect of now the price system we talk about comparing Sierra Leone and other markets now the sub-region. Inflation from statistics alone. They report annual national consumer price inflation year on year for May 2026 stood at 12.69%. percent, up by 1.86 percentage points from 10.83% in April 2026.
Yeah.
We were at a point to say inflation was on single digits. We all celebrate that. The Bank of Salon celebrate that. Ministry of Finance, but we don't go to double digits. What in inflation mean to price control and the economy and bread and butter issue generally?
So, we said the vice president say the prices are now cheaper and to that of the other places them. Price na just an indicator. When something cheap, now the affordability now you always look at. In economics, waiting they talk bread and butter, now the affordability. If it's something that they sell on 50 leons, then I able for afford them. For me, it's cheap.
Yeah.
Understand it? So if most people able for afford them, because we talk about the macro now, most people able afford them, it means it's cheap. But also can tend forget the challenge now because you dey say cheap. But affordability is a problem. People are able for even afford them. Even the rest we don't go up to 600 and something leons. People are still able for afford and they still complain. People are say for good don't side been there. Understand? So affordability is very key. But when you talk of inflation, the public get a understanding. I don't know the perception very wrong about inflation. Inflation not to price. Inflation has speed, rate. So what's in inflation? Inflation just tell you say this thing been there. It don't come more, it be 10, now it don't go to 15. Now like we talk say the price of the inflation rate for rice, for example, for rice so may you dey eat, you say na 10%. It means say if it been there 100 leons, it don't go to 110 leons. That means it don't move. So when inflation even drop, no mean say price they go down. And no mean now just no more the speed. Now like we drive. I think the best way for present inflation now like you drive. If you drive at 80 km/h on the highway. Understand? But you don't see say an object say before you, then trailer don't impact on the highway. So what you do instead of you continue for press, what you do slow down. But the motor still move. So inflation don't mean say you dey reverse. You know they go bien. It still they go. The price is still go at a slower pace. We fine because it means say you able for predict what will happen tomorrow.
Okay.
Because I will grab my money. I know say the inflation they go at a slower pace. Understand? Now like why they drive so now because I can't close at all. I go no so okay. I able for know whether I for wait or whether motor they come. So now waiting in inflation.
Okay. What's in the drive inflation?
Okay. Now you get salon on a developing country. You get plenty things away the drive inflation. But yeah. Because na import driven economy, it means most of what we consume na import to the import. That make we talk about productivity. Because when we increase productivity, it simply means most of what we eat for able for the produce them internally. So before the price of rice then go determine by the sheep, the country where they produce and the sheep we go for counter, I go for can clear. Tomabom for able for determine the price of rice now we go be relatively cheaper if and only if we do what we for do. So waiting the driver one of them now that. Na importation, the exchange rate very key. So salon don't enjoy steady inflation. Steady exchange rate for quite some time now. For over 2 years, we did within 22, 23, and they will just fluctuate. So now in one critical thing where they influence inflation because of we kind nature will get working cost, working call demand pool, and also. The other thing we still get for do with the importation at the cost side. Even the company in the way they produce, most of what they use for produce again, imported they import them. So whatever thing will happen outside there, the impact. But one other critical thing where everybody know na fuel prices. Understand the pump price. Anytime the pump price go up, it affects every other thing. Even in the basket where they do the inflation, we then call the CPI, that consumer price index.
Yeah.
Then they get different goods, say over 440 goods, and then they put together, then get the average of them. So if I now say we get one say we be say like rice, fuel, and one then they change fast. Then one then we can call staple food that we will not able to live without. So now one then can determine the trend for the inflation because then they move fast. But what's important in the discussion, I follow we know say that pump price as it go up, you find out say everything they go up. Why they go up? Somebody will say, but this person here, what say the now plazas they sell. But the person they sell these plazas, mind you, you get for buy rest, you get for buy other things, and then even for move from in garden, which they do the plantations, for cows and markets, you get for pay transportation and all of them things here. So then another critical thing, another thing we also very important by inflation because we get boku. I just want to talk about the things and way everybody they see.
Yeah.
And the two get for do with what we can call the the management of the tax system. Because mind you, anybody where they sell, where you count your goods, and mind you, we say na import driven economy. Most of what we eat, may you na imported the importer. So when businessman come with in container, you say for pay 240,000 for clear na container, lamana. If you say na charity demand they do, no, na money they get for put and back power to
the come to the consumer.
Exactly. So now another critical thing and again way. So for the purpose of this discussion, we'll just say one, the pump. Prices for fuel critical. Another important one again that they all get for do with within exchange rate, and they all get for do with the tax, and they all get for do generally how would they regulate we entire system, because inflation another thing can lead to and say we'll get boku money where they chase boku few goods them understand. But now one day me not can let for put too much attention, because you find out say even though the central bank they make progress in terms of dealing with the interest rate for reduce the money in circulation, all of them things and they, but salon plenty money not in that rate. People they complain, we don't talk about additional the income household, understand the people they console boku. So now one day in a cause, but for if one for be too radical in talking economics, not on a textbook way we can teach the beginning most times, one for let people and see the reality. I think okay, just based on them critical things in there.
What does it mean for a country forget a single digit inflation and move from them? Because I can see with central bank they celebrate, it's good news, the Ministry of Finance, the government generally. But when you go to double, what's the difference when it's single digits and you go to double digit inflation?
Alright, so one of the things when I they show you say we economy we get 3 levels. We get the stabilization level where na make could be the celebrate too. We go single digit to decide for stabilize the economy. We want for make trust, let IMF trust we again say we able for run the country, we able for listen to some of them conditionalities, we able for make sure say all of the expenditure be honest, so they spend too much for reduce them. We able for then things and the unemployment reduce relatively smaller to some level. We get prices don't come down, the exchange rate don't stabilize, and none be the stabilization level now and day. But one thing where it always is shown at that we come to the next level we call the way na me only mumigia call them say this na the fragile level. It shows say we all of the impacts and the gains so they make will not do on a solid foundation. Understand? So now that's make if a small thing happen over and no more. You don't see it don't affect we. So now at the next level. And the other level where me don't put the economy into them 3 categories here. The next level now they call the transformation, the impact on the lives of the people. In as much as we see them progress here they happen, but people still complain. It means say we don't try for stabilize, but the impact aspect wherein people will get job, wherein price then will be really relatively low, wherein the country go sweet for people will not happen it now with the transformation level really low as it is. So we don't try for stabilize, but as we try for stabilize because we fragile, it means say the foundation not strong, we go back to that level. So for answer that question, waiting the double digits mean now that I be they go slow. Understand? Then I don't pass the trailer. You remember I begin to show get the trailer. But the trailer I don't pass I'm waiting happen back, I begin go at a high speed. So but for price it's not good for anybody. When price you go at a high speed, it means say you make the life of the people poorer. It means say me 1,200 I be they get as a minimum wage Anna. Now I'm not going for buy what I be used for buy because the price don't go up. Understand? Whilst it been slow, it means say been in a particular level, but as it go up, it means say now me money I be used for what they sustain my life with. Because in governance, when people rule a country, you want to make sure say the lives of everybody become a better one. In fact, based on any the campaign for every election, they were not just about social cohesion, all of them things and they fine. But I'm telling you, when country really the economy is sweet, but couldn't in the man and turn no this I mean na the north come I don't want let SLPP in power or na the southeast come I don't let PC in power. When country really the economy they move you they make they go and too much we for one and make people like abroad you find out say the interest in politics not too much because no matter what you do you able for survive, you able for use the iPhone.
About the economy.
Exactly. The economy now the only thing we be to say you don't get 2 way for talk about that. It became one UTD the filler. But you don't get money in a pocket man, you know so you don't get it.
And then I want to ask, you know, this aspect of government they talk a lot about the economic transformation, things the way they do, who they get money from IMF, World Bank for certain project them, feed salon, rice, production don't increase. But people tell you me no dey feel nothing. How? Waiting at the situation with this. That aspect where government they say now economic reforms and there are changes and they happen, but people they complain say no, it's not creating an impact on us.
Yeah, so it goes back to now level I've been talking about outside the transformation day. You know, when you destabilize an economy, it takes time for stabilize them, and the fundamentals way go make when something happen no go back with been there. If it is thing not being stopped, you find out say inflation and up for the continue no more for the go. But perhaps very important in this context now that anytime we look at government, what thing they do. For example, the policies them when they set for fix the economy, understand? Why it takes so much time for you begin to see the output, understand, in the lives of people. Now because first off, the country we don't go to a level where we say really bad. Understand? Then economy not feel bad like individual. Why give money to la man at if you not get money, everything don't change. No, the economy not this so. It takes time for like able for rebound. And for rebound to not trajectory, it takes time. But again, you for ask yourself questions with all of them things that when people they complain, you will find out say they complain, they resonate around one major thing. When are jobs.
Yeah.
Most people when they complain la manna. The reason why I make if I dare I get 10 people who they survive under me, I go still complain even with at the end. Now because the pressure they on me. But if it jobs stay, a lot of people they work, la manna, you will find out even a small money they get, me immediate family no more, I go able for manage. So the complaint say union say complain, it's not about too much of a policy. The complaint mostly they resonate around the bread and butter.
Yeah.
Well, for me, nothing will be to say I don't see too much progress on made in that direction. The president basically will create 500,000 jobs.
Yeah.
Understand? That was huge. If we succeed in getting 500,000 jobs, I'm telling you, they complain the less. Then one thing way unique about Sierra Leone is they will quick for satisfy la manner.
Yeah.
Salomon, they go they complain. As you get a small thing, it don't cool. So in essence, I think governments them projects them policies them way then they implement for run the country. IMF will give money, understand? We get things the government will need for look back into. How are they spending these resources? Because it's not just about having projects, it's not just about having the resources, it's not just about having the policies good on paper. Understand?
How do we fix this economy and get onto a point usai, with government policies, program, finance act, finance laws, we will get private sector that is thriving, create jobs, and household income will increase.
Alright, so in fixing salon economy, not to tell you they happen overnight. I know once I can talk like a teacher education class, understand? I'm talking to the wall, understand?
Yeah.
For fix salon economy, one thing who I think we need for do for be very deliberate and intentional as a country for fix them. So it starts with where we get a plan, not to a plan where somebody just the see no more is a fixed plan for 5 years. Understand? I think we need to get a national conversation on how we for change the narratives, and this not going to be done by just the government in power. I keep on saying this now that no single government not gets the required capacity for change this country. We need to get hands-on. You get strong people in our oppositions and we be to say get the required knowledge. You get the universities, we get the think tank. We need for SIDOM, understand, and try for get things right. So the things in where in my thought process for salon economy will for be done. One now for like we get a discussion with the private sector. I think mostly the private sector guys and they complain. And when they complain, now people will feel the pinch because they say they transfer nowadays to people who they buy. Then may you go for buy because you need for survive. So we need to get an honest conversation with the private sector where for sit down and think, say, what in for do. I then for Musa private sector professionals and when you see discussions how they go on, it sounds like say government can left them out. A lot of things they they do. So I think one of the things that we for do, governments need for engage the private sector in a deep dive discussion. That's now one. Then two, all of the sectors in Lamana, when governments want for create development, understand? I think governments get a responsibility for do some assessment on what they do objectively for see, because the amount of money we don't come in through IMF, World Bank, and other development partners, and you see inside the nation, you still go to wonder what's actually they happen. Understand?
Yeah, if I don't create something
we be to say people for the even the feeler now. Understand? So waiting the happen, you go to the hospital challenges and so I think we forget a sectorial sort of approach to this particular country. When I say the economy, every other thing be part of the economy. You go to the health sector, agriculture, all of these now just
you background as well.
Yeah.
You know, you get an MSc in agricultural economics from Jala University.
Yes, please.
This is an agrarian economy. We get the feed salon project. The president only talk about a lot, and one of the idea is it will create jobs and address food challenges, the bread and butter issue.
Yeah.
How do you think we could get this right? You know, from your background, how you think we could get the connect the agriculture sector to the economy and help for boost the economy?
So back to like what I say, I think na the agriculture sector I want for use as an example. So you just don't make it easy for me, just focus there. So when you look at the agriculture sector, from the days of the late Pakaba, they say by 2007 nobody no go na bed hungry, understand? That na be a policy statement. We just can laugh about time, Emerson sing but people will talk about time. I think the spirit behind that statement they have been for like we know say if we focus and really do waiting for doing the agriculture sector, we for able for get a country where people for able for go to bed without them not say I not eat today. Salomon, if you not eat, they say nah. If you not eat rest, they say not eat. No matter what you eat. So what you for do one. Now that we need to get credible investors them. You know, I think we major problem we'll get in the agricultural sector, we get bad investors that they come around. People and where they can sign with government, they don't even get the required resources. So we need for the due diligence on people where they can do investment in the agricultural space. Because Sierra Leone is blessed with the in fact my thesis, understand, being focused on rice. So I went to the provinces and I would say the land not in our problem. In fact, that was the first time I went to Tumabo, understand. Land not a problem a day. Understand? So then the quality of the soil day. So I think what we need for the government get for be intentional for get sober-minded investors them. People will be to say when they say they come for can invest lamana, it's not just about coming for sign and go spend money. The money where they come for can sign and go spend money. So that's the first thing I want day. And the second thing where government need for doing that, I think we need to get something we can call like matching fund. Because if you are serious about this and you really want to make progress with them, you get a responsibility for get private sector players them. We be so you self capable for contribute into them. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to go out of the country. We get free Sierra Leoneans, we get money. We just need to make the thing very attractive to them. Let them see this comes with research. Do research, let somebody know if a lamana gets money, they can focus on other things. You can market this thing to lama. Let them know say if you decide for going to this thing will be XYZ. Government now this will be a contribution, understand? Because just the policy, go talk na parliament, go na media, talk about how the agricultural sector they will not able to forget the kind of progress we want. But if you get in a situation where the government they come in half and the private sector they come in half, whether not internally or externally, I believe so we will forget that kind of impact we want for see. I think say for me, all what will be done they do over the years not be too radical for low get them off the shelf. We get fine papers them, fine documents, but waiting they happen, we make we not able to forget the progress. We get this land. Why is it that we get this fine land? We want for build us. We not able for build this house here for over 20-30 years now. We not able for build this house from Pakabato can 2007 to 2027. We not able for build this house now simply because we not be too intentional and deliberate in getting the required investors, and we get the wherewithal and government also for come in support and get. Even though we don't make progress in productivity now, from the data. We are no longer importing up to 250 million. It's like 210 million. It don't reduce. But the price still very high. So it simply means even though the productivity don't increase, so it still not be affordable to a lot of Sierra Leoneans. So Sierra Leoneans and still prefer for eat na imported rice will not really get the required nutrients you want. Now poor quality rice and how they eat na salon plenty because you want know they grow now tend to get good quality, but it's still expensive. So many people go buy them. So as a result of that, I think government need to be more deliberate for get the required support.
The VP talk about industrialization, creating jobs, and agriculture on one side where they drive goods, right? Where they drive jobs. And Honorable Alpha Canby they talk now. Honorable Alpha Canby they talk now yesterday. Say we know they pay attention to agriculture and in job way they produce. We just think say no to employment. Don't talk about employment. And they want them. Me or you, we job can know. Exactly. No. But what do you think that the main driver of growth in our economy where we need for concentrate to and pay attention to for create jobs, increase household income, and address the bread and butter issue?
Right. So for me, Laman, I think we get different things same way. So the service sector. Even though largely informal, those are now places that don't create a lot of jobs for people. Just that we're not able for counts and know what's in that they give back to the state. That's even make they under measure with GDP in the country because we don't even know what's in actually they get. People who do ear makeup all around they part of, but they're all informal. But I think in terms of moving the economy, waiting will create job. I think say salon for don't move personal level where in all way to they get at the agricultural sector or they send out again for let them process them. I think we for don't move into agro processing where that comes with industrialization. If we get nothing where they become very attractive, like you get capital food. Understand where they produce soya juice. Understand already if you create that kind of market for farmers and where they produce, then you make sure say the prices are really competitive. They go pay them anything you want for give them because you think say na the only all they produce. If governments come with that sort of structure where all of the institutions where they produce na the agricultural sector, those things we get farms where they produce them. We basically say
value addition.
Exactly a value addition where go now produce the finished good we will be able for sell in country at a cheaper rate and even export to other countries. Because Sierra Leone again. Most of we exportation are mineral. They get up to 1% of GDP. The mineral sector much not the commodity, but now they will export most of the value of our export is largely catered for by the mining sector. What are the output and the income they get as a country? A minimal. So I think say even though it's an important sector within the ministry, NMA and then all they do now for try for like look at this wealth fund where we'll begin see some gains as a country. But I think we need for make sure so we be deliberate now. I look at that situation where we'll get a system where government go say for cacao and coffee, we'll try for get private sector guys them understand working as I talk about this matching. I just believe say this part of the world we not just count private sector guys them, we for count them and try for match some fund, let them see how realistic and sober we dey. But again, we talk about industrialization, Lamana, we're not able for industrialize without energy. So you find out say we get things same. Now make I can say before we even talk about progress as a country in terms of getting more jobs, we get things we need for do. And some of them things that we need for do for not doing Lamana, this conversation will get them for the next 50 years. Until and unless we do them. No country. I refer to energy as the lifeblood of any economy. No economy transform without energy. So we talk about industrialization. How can you industrialize any economy without you having energy? Because energy for me, what you make with this program and people that they are because of energy. And if you not get energy, there is no way. Even hotels. Yesterday, now the economy association will discuss about the voltage. You get people and we light the cam, Lamana, the ACs and said they never put the
ACs put in generator
for label for use them. So that they show you say you cannot transform an economy if that particular thing is not solved. In fact, I can say the moment we solve the energy problem na Salon Lamana, I dey bet my life say in 1 to 2 years time we see a lot of transformation happen at the country. And not just the light, even the roads. Because we talk about agriculture, some of them places some of them places how somebody they for count in goods in the market. There is no way they work out in goods in the market to be say the road bad. And even when the road bad, the trucks already manage for go, then they charge high prices. And that again they come back to the consumer who they talk about this inflation, we talk about household income. I know they get better money. Now me or 1 or 2% more the job now. Even though I know the job man, how much are they paying people? the country the
living wage
exactly. So then government they employ more people. We wage bill they go up every other day.
I want to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
Financial management are one of you.
Exactly. Exactly.
I remember the last year we talk about the audit reports.
Yeah.
We look at the areas outside government they lost money. But if you watch the audit reports, tax, withholding tax, and procurement, now one side they lost a lot of income.
Yeah.
Like, how do we get the government itself with the government challenge with resources, but even waiting they collect with the loss na plenty side? How do we get serious sound financial management policies them for able help governments with the money where they collect for spend them the right way?
So I can say Salon not too much of policy now we problem. Na implementation compliance na we problem. We not get punitive measures that would they take place. If you look at audit reports, the economic association they work on a track for over years. We be say the reports go there out and we will go to the different media houses and for talk on them. Understand? One thing we critical here in public financial management, everybody knows say the act don't say na this you for do procurement. If you want for do procurement, you for know say you forget at least waiting 3 vendors and we go carry with. You know these are things we be say na then stated not to be say you don't need for get a degree for no one day. Then tell you say if you tell you small bobola man I say if anytime you want for do this particular thing, for talk to me, talk to mommy and talk to your big brother. As simple as that. Anything you want for do and talk to them 3.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you go to talk to one person, the what you go do and go make next time, understand, when a one for do that particular thing, they talk to people. So we the audit reports now for me, I do this are the same report every year, nothing they change.
Yeah, it's
in fact, it gets worse off.
Yeah.
What will they do?
Yeah.
Nobody is holding anybody to account. We just downplay them. We come out CSOs and cause noise about time. 1 2 we cash. In fact, na cash loss na we focus. And na 2.17 billion loans, na 3.25 billion loans, new loans. Na loss na the economy as a result of people who know they manage blah blah blah. Now that's done. But I think say if we government want for be very prudent in the way that they manage public financial funds them, I think we get a responsibility for make sure we get punitive measures them, and we really need to get people need to be honest now the system. You know everybody want to be rich overnight. Understand, Lamana? We have to be honest. The ACC need for up and game far more than waiting and they do so, because if it's somebody they do something at the end of the day nothing they come on and they make me say grab for a good one and go make Lamana one and go make other person one. So now one thing, but again, besides you all the loss Lamana, even though I know the loss, because we get something I talk to the IMF country help understand when the other day. I say IMF the pressure for domestic revenue mobilization. Even the revenue that we are mobilizing, we have a lot of spending that are not supposed to be done within the system.
There's a lot of deficit. Yesterday I read one report. Government the income way with the revenue way they mobilize for last month. And the expenditure far
more than exactly. That's normal. That's not the only news you will get we will for shock you know way it happened the other way around. So that's a normal.
Why that they happen?
Now because we spend far more than what we generate, and we get a lot of spending that we be saying also rational spending. We don't talk about this too much traveling. We look with reserve. You know the basic minimum we forget what they say na standard na 3 months. Understand now 1.5, 1.8 now we still there as a country. So it means say now 1.8 months cover now we get as a country. It's sad. So I think say it's not just about the level of revenue mobilization or even the ones that we are losing, but even the ones that we are collecting. We're spending so much on things we should not be spending. Like man, we get so much institutions then be created, so much jobs then be created or not for be created. I listen Marcella they talk about something you know, so we forget a system. Understand? A lot of the things that would happen, not for they happen. You know, we create jobs, one great institution they do the same thing, another one they do. If you call few institutions now then consider they all talk the same thing.
Duplication of function.
So at the end of the day, why are we paying those? So all of them inside and the way money not for the way they go. Now we get people and they come out, they go into the service there. They did it for long period. They need for even getting them into the system. People and they don't teach, thing and not get pin code. So when we look at the system, I think we get so much expenditure. We for rationalize, we know they can rationalize them. So we get people for example. Me now I'm possibly against this everyday people and for the go na job. I don't say you can't job where you do that and I take the need for there every other day. Understand? Journalists you need for go out and the field. But you get people away, they don't need for the go every other day in our office.
You can work at home. So you don't think say with your economy we should
some aspects, because under the reduce cost we are giving fuel to all of these guys. They give fuel to people, and then we get so much savings government can do in terms of making sure we get a system where they work. Like man, I don't need for them. If me a researcher, I don't need for them in my office every other day. I can sit down at my house, I work, I do me work for do, and at the end of the day, I become more productive than you they even go there. But will they give fuel to people? Will they spend money on traveling? You get conferences and where some people they go like man, they are not contributing anything, but they are going there. Sometimes you go see them just for the per diem. So all of them things are some things and we cut them. So on side and the way even His Excellency no need for the go. Because some of them things are on side the way they save money. What in they put pressure on with forex now? Because not to just the importers and want to forex. Even there is a competition between the importers and people who they travel. Government need money for that. They will get a lot of agencies, embassies and high commissions all over the place. When you look at them one and they as government, if one reduce to spending. Let we try to do some assessments on their missions here. I don't think some of them missions are even necessary for you get some of them commissions, high commissions or embassies in some places. Because I think exactly these are all things where they put pressure on the small resources where they get. So Lamana, you get problem with money where the small way they get you spend on too much, pantu enough for spend. But if you get small one, you manage them very well, it will help. Don't need to forget systems. Why you get people and we still they go the last time as a chief minister go na ministry. They still write na book attendance. Who does that this 24th century? Why we for the right book we name? So if I can make somebody write for me, why I come in 2-3 days I can go further side they assign. Who does that? So all of them things here they show you say the system first need for be fixed. Transformation I think maybe to say a process, but you get the low hanging fruits. If you don't low hanging fruits and you're able to fix and one energy you're able to fix and up to now, like difficult for you to 24 hours with electricity in your house. Then not to just your house, no more the challenge again. Even tax way people and they become reluctant for pay. Service delivery poor because like you don't go in a UK. US on a side you don't pay tax because you know say the money you pay you get service delivery you don't need for exactly nothing will be
now they improve the
exactly none you concern not for the availability we system every other side man need for be fixed and how this country will be fixed man I'm telling you as somebody they represent the Economic Association of Sierra Leone which now body be see for the old government and the advice government and for like government in this capacity. Not the blast government. I don't blast them, but I think government need for be very serious and deliberate for ensure say we get an honest conversation. Let them get people and we matter. We get the private sector, development partners, university people where we say professors on a think tank guys them. Let we sit down lamana and discuss. Let we get a roadmap. Salona me they say we need to get a 30-year plan. We be they say we need for. Because the economy, the world dynamic, any other 2-3 years, we for Canada do on board and see which type for fix into a strategic plan for the country. If we not get na national development plan for 30 years, we SLPP no kind of power. It talks say all of these things no work. APC kind of power no not to this we for do, na this we for do. Why none they happen? Because we APC they na power they fix and they no more they fix them. And where SLPP they na power they fix and no more they fix them with people already. So anybody way they outside, they say like say when they fix them. Then left me out.
You're not part of it.
Exactly, because I was not part of it, then it means we not only document this. So one thing, when people the campaign, na politics time and the moment election results, they don't announce alamana. Nobody know for the talk about politics. Now governance now for the talk about.
Okay, I get some question then. Somebody say, what about instituting the cooperative program? In the early years of the cooperative program, this country has been producing local produce and even exporting. So don't you think that the cooperative program will help us? I think now the matching
SLPMB.
Yes, and matching fund you they talk about.
Exactly.
This one say, I believe government should have vocational schools to train young people to give them the basic skills to be employable in the middle level manpower. That is where the jobs are. Somebody they ask a question, very interesting question. I will let you explain that. He said, do we have a middle income group in our country?
Yeah.
Middle income. Who than a middle income?
Okay, so if we want to say middle income class or honors them. So let's take for example, because of the way the dollar day now, so the loans and the dollar, I don't make now the loans not get too much value. But let we decide for put them in this sense. Anybody with they earn between $1,000 to let me just say from 15,000 leons to 50-60,000 leons. That person they are the middle income class. Yeah, now that way they now we go say.
So where they earn?
They do at the lower level. Oh yeah, you didn't at the lower level. It simply means you because you get 3 category: middle income, higher, and you get the lower. But the easy way make if the 10 the loans being get value, I go come up to 5,000. But now
so now if they receive 5,000,
no, you're not in a middle income. Not in a survival money now and day. Now survive you survive. Yes, middle income and not possible to say for let the middle income high, because if you say 5,000 now, that means say you don't make them. Broad, understand a middle income class now people will be to say they able for earn, spend and able for save some money without they not under too much pressure. But if you did another level, be say if you want save 1,000 save, a lot of things and able to get for be left unattended to. That simply means you are not in that category.
So now living wage.
Yeah, now plenty. In fact, now the reason and the name VP be the talk because not to economists now make it just talk away. But me they tell you now say none na the major problem. If you get so much middle income earners in a country, even the help businesses and for thrive. Because it means say I able for buy, people able for buy. Understand? Without but some man in the area na if you buy one shoe, something the entire year now you go on with. Because the next month if you want for buy after 2-3 months, if you want for buy shoe, but couldn't they disturb? Understand?
So we teachers we not see.
No, low income manners them. Low income. They are not there. You waiting in the low income manners them and them lamana. Now they not to way you will not get other way for talker.
How do we move?
Now what's in the move now one day lamana. Now where we get the private sector really productive, they create jobs them and government go to get more tax and but people who government employ no need for the employee. But people who government employ lamana no need for be employed by government. Because you observe now, say, if you go at the different ministries, departments, and agencies, you see a lot of people will be to say, no get better trade they do. Now wasting time. Then they go all day and come. Now you see somebody they work in office these days, you not get laptop. Then you say in a secretary, you not get desktop. So what did they go do? All day they go sit down, no more where they go. They all month done, then get a small trade they get. But not small trade they get over the years, you know they just disturb the person. But you know they help for improve the person in capacity. Because every person, what you do for they do every other time, and that time when they pay you for engage in doing nothing, they meaningfully for contribute to the state.
Low earners, is it about waiting we able to afford, waiting I able to pay for, even if I receive 5,000, but I able to pay me rent out of farm, I able feed, I able take care of my household, things groceries and other things does that still make me
you still not low income manner because the thing you did here on a basic things understand you if you always say for example somebody they earn 5,000 lamana a bag of rice you want for eat a bag of rice let's say you spend like 700 you get 2 picking them then they go school the transportation for picking them lamana pass you want you picking this off at bad one. Then you observe say most middle income earners then they want let them pick and go private school. And some of who like school and me go what I like and bad one me pick go there. Understand? Because I like me school. I want like go there then. But at the end of the day, even when you want like picking on then government schools and they you still get for try for like get extra class for her.
Yeah.
So you get for the pay teacher or go for the teacher. So all of now they make by the time you imagine you for save anything. But if you see they live with now they save must not say now real suffer life they live bro. Trust me. Not survival.
That's it's interesting. It has been a very but you talk about something where our low end with the informal sector.
Yeah.
I watch one video of this woman where they talk about how huge the informal sector is. How na the money they.
Yeah.
How do we support SMEs and tap into the informal sector for build this economy? I can talk now. So you get a lot of young people where they create now. A lot of young people where they do online businesses, where they buy and sell.
Yeah.
How do we formalize that and get them in a way where it go create jobs and support the economy?
So formalization, that's very critical because a lot of people in the informal sector they enjoy the informal sector because of the tax holidays they get. You know, but they need the tax. Say yes, somebody be say they make far money than somebody we gets in business register. When a person they pay tax. So let's take for example, you talk about somebody they buy and sell online. Understand? If you get people most of you contact you get Lamana, you dey sell now. Most of you contact you get people that are the middle income and high income category. You go they sell online. I go see this shoe. Understand? I buy this shoe from you. I buy them, for example, $300 na you earn. If I buy $300 na you earn, you know they pay tax. In a sense, because you know get shop, all thing are also you the way person wants, you get your bobo, you go give the good, you go left and for them. You dey make money. So people enjoy the informal sector as it is. And say alone up to 70% of we economic activities then boils down to within the happen at the informal sector. So because the informal sector lucrative for them, they know how for them make, we get a lot of incentives. How you get for make and be a good one lamana. And for ensure say first off we make the one the way already day into this formalization. Let them know see and like say na burden to them. Because they complain, say government is taxing too much. They complain about the regulations, them too hard on them, all of them things in this. So the first thing you get for doing for ensure say you make formalization attractive. Understand? And when you make formalization attractive, now for ensure say you use the appropriate mediums like SMIDA. You know SMIDA.
Yeah.
You get an
medium
idea. And small medium enterprise development agency. Understand? You get a national investment board. Let registration first. Registration not too difficult again as salon. We want to register a business. You know they say you don't register. But let them ensure say all of them things and they make. Then also access to finance for be something where we know they can formalize and for can begin taxing heavily. Then we get some lot of pilots and say this first phase. Then people are away, then businesses are want for formalize. These are some of the incentives away they for let them formalize. Understand? People them go able for now so okay, let register my business. And let also when it comes to contracting, let this issue of connectocracy go off. Because when I notice say if I formalize my business, I get contractor I go for, and this contractor if I go for them objectively then go assess we would actually deserve for get and go get her. Then finally that could be as an incentive for me for I even go register. And perhaps what's important here now the one we get for do with the entire system we get for be how government they spend money. Understand? Because when people know say when they formalize the money where government they collect from them taxes so then go for the pay, government they make na development where then they see with their eyes there. That also could be an incentive. Understand? Now sit another institution will be say we able for go around them, talk to them, say you able for register you because business you do. So anything can happen to you tomorrow. You begin a school.
They try for going to the informal sector.
Then they wanna now understand. So you get different ways then we be say then able for doing. But Lamana for change everything at this country. We therefore be very intentional and deliberate.
Okay.
I think for me that has been one missing piece among people where they run the state. We can start this thing, all of a sudden we just forget about it. And that's not the typical nature of most people in Sierra Leone. So even then there's yesterday I put some status, a quotation, out of me thinking around intentionality. I say, if for fear, a determined mind that somebody not just talent to get. Because talent, when you get frustrated along the way, you can just decide for like, But when you are determined, and government should be determined to fix the things, then nobody know they fix alone overnight. But let's start seeing the blueprint wherein we say this sector here, and the president took 10 years. Inside these 10 years, I will be able to fix this sector, like education. Understand? Somebody talk about tech folk. Now, one thing, when they come with the 634, the intention was not to everybody for going to university. Now, make why WAS don't turn all that thing now. People are now, they do everything for get WAS because this how the thing on there now. If you go tech voc, it's like you know drop out.
Yeah.
Well, not to say for B.
Yeah, but you know the most
Exactly,
important.
very.
Yeah.
You know, if I need a plumber, understand? I know if I call anybody for can do, and I go can do. If I need for do me carpentry, so we don't go to a level as a country where system no they work.
Yeah.
We just have good policies on paper, but when it comes to the implementation, so government again for middle income for the middle class in terms of then technical people and we need for make like the 634 system lucrative.
Yeah.
Let get incentive. Let somebody dey na class 2. He say me want a bigger and talk carpenter.
Yeah.
But because in mama no go on for you na talk the way talk and a slap night again because it is say not to a lucrative thing. So government, I keep on saying, government get a lot for do. It's not just about having the policies, but how we able for drive people and for let them know say this particular policy here not to win no more able for make like achieve them. Let parents and begin say me pikin I want to become a mechanic. I want me become a plumber. When would they begin getting discussion about you see white people and they do them thing then they which is speaking and they do them, understand? But yeah, if you tell you papa say you want to be a carpenter, it's like you don't cause
you don't
understand?
help
They tell you say this you not come for better.
Yeah.
So all of them things I think we the individuals working, I keep on saying government is just the name.
Yeah.
Now we
they
run the states. Now they work at the institutions and they how somebody go they do a quotation for something like this where the actual price, for example, na $200, they go put $1,000.
Yeah.
You know, then they all the come for can review and back. You know, say this thing at $200, but they end up for approve them.
Yeah.
So we need to go beyond na nature wherein everybody wants to become rich overnight. Then one thing they will keep on saying, when you fix a system, Lamana, when the system up and on, you don't need too much money for let you live a comfortable life.
Yeah, sure.
If you go UK today, you work small, you able for buy the 17 Pro Max because system day. You able for buy motor car, you able for live that your basic life as a young person or as an individual with your family. But here, because system not there, something happened to you right now, Lamana, pass and get for ferry for pull you out of the country for let them go take care of you.
Exactly.
And to be honest with you can't, even with all the money you get, when you don't fix the system, something will happen to you. By the time they put you in a plane,
you don't go bad.
You don't go bad, and when you reach anything, you don't die.
Yeah.
So I think as Sierra Leoneans, when me economists, I keep on saying, we need to go beyond within the theory say. We need to go into our intentions as individuals in this country.
Okay.
You know, it's sad for somebody as a job today no more overnight. You see this boss here, I don't begin drive. So you say the
don't
pull
become
money.
rich.
Yeah.
And you tell you say money no dey.
Exactly.
Yeah. But finally, waiting I will ask you, for we the low income earners, I go advise you for manage the income. You know, at this age and time, where you watch social media, you see man in a restaurant, everybody. How do we manage and able manage we living wage what they get?
Alright, so me CGTN asked me the same question some time ago. My advice to anybody with the earn small, you get for try for live like say na small money they get. If he Usman they get 20,000, they get 5,000. The places the Usman they go avoid it. Understand? And try for ensure say you live like na 5,000. But the best way you can do and say Flamana, if you get 5,000, try for make like na 4,000 you get. Get as na assumption they. In fact, me na so me they operate. Any level of income where they get, I always they come down by almost 15% of waiting at the end. For let able for make sure. Well, somebody was becoming an economist, understand? But I think say you get a responsibility for always try for spend na areas way extremely necessary when they go through some difficulties, because in life there are times where basically you get challenges there. Somebody they are now one day as a teacher, you get for make sure so you manage properly, not to all kind idle thing you put your money pa. Understand? Spend money in areas where be to say na needs them. We be say without NTI, you know, for live. Understand? And avoid, you know, one other outside people like spend money, waste money, like you go per married. You want go follow somebody be to say you 5,000 they give you, then you want they say for spray money, you know take from 10-20 loans you go spray. You want go follow an apostle be to say in they get 20,000 or 15,000 for go spray money. So at that time yeah, Lamana, we go for be very rational in those
financial literacy.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially young people.
Yeah. You know, you want buy ear.
Yeah.
You know how they see you and the young girls, even my student I can tell them things are difficult. Understand? You don't even need for go do bad. If now you know naturally how God give you, understand? Go the planter. There will come a time maybe you say the resources go to another level, maybe say you go. So at that time here, avoid everything maybe to say na spending way not the way not necessary.
iPhone 17.
Yeah, why you need them? Why you need them? Why you know say you able for afford them? Pass you and go do bad. In fact, now the reason and they make people and they do bad now, la manner. People want for live a lifestyle where they say they not get the required finances. So if you know a low income earner, manage and try for work on skills. And another thing again, why they advise again, anybody where they in a particular level. If you don't go, for example, you don't go study mass comm, you know, a journalist, if you try for learn other skills, because these days I don't think say one source for you to get your income, a guarantee, important for like diversify, understand? Where something else happen here that if you able for, I can tell me economic student there, it's not just go study and get the economic, if some data skills learner, somebody go get some project, you go call you say come. Can you come and do this part here? A good small thing. So I think you get responsibility now. Everybody, even the young girls, them, not just go get the regular man. You get responsibility for also try forget some other skills. Say you go learn. If I tell you learn them, understand? Not say everybody for learn them, but spend other exactly. Exactly. We go to help you for able for move. And when you get the money, understand? It's like pepper. Not eat like na shawarma it is. So you want for just understand it. Well, if you don't eat like pepper lamana, you will get pressure. Even anybody the and teachers they eat money like pepper. So at the end of the day, you go for the manage until your economic status change. But in as much as the people the government gets a responsibility for work on systems so that at the end of the day, the level of productivity go high and people will begin get decent salaries.
Thank you so much, Justice Dr. Ganawa, for speaking to us this morning. It has been a very good, educative, financial literacy, economic literacy, and as well, within I learned on the part of inflation, you know, a better way we get that understanding the within inflation mean and how it affect the economy and how it can be interpreted. But thank you so much. I think this could have been the right time for get this conversation, especially as you know, with waiting the vice president saying how the economy deal with people. We know it's tough for people making say if the economy works, it doesn't lie
at all.
When your income change, you didn't have your area safe. You get job. Then they see
the shuttle be used for
they change. The economy doesn't lie. The host bank where the papa gets, if the papa in salary increase, things work for him. When they see him, he go buy beef, he go do groceries, things go change, you know. The economy doesn't lie. But until we fix the economy and like I agree with you and like you say, like the VP say, we get people and get jobs. Now when money day, I'm the member for go to a restaurant, go buy new clothes.
Exactly.
Maybe if you get motorcar something, change your motorcar, buy other one. But if money not there, if you not there, the dependency. Now I can tell me party then say, me I not agree say everybody want for big. I not can get that notion. They say people they want for big. Mortal man, humans, we get pride in
every human.
We get them, yes. But it could reach to a point where certain people, it's tough for them. They need to ask someone.
So too.
And now you would them believe say if they ask you, go help them, then they see you say you get, now you then go cancel. And the pressure is on you.
Exactly.
So imagine for the day you wake up, you get 5 messages and first no more.
Exactly.
All the messages and there is people that will close to you where they ask you. And some people you can't say no to them. You definitely get for friend and help them. So until the economy works, there are jobs for young people, for we save, you know, things get better and we move from low income to
middle income.
Me not to middle class. Anyways, thank you so much, Justice Ganawa. We end the program this morning with the 2 videos from the town hall with President Bio. One we talk about the energy and the other one on the economy, inflation. We end with that. But one for thanks, I would say thanks to Justice Ganawa for we join with this morning. Okay, for they get this often for financial literacy very important. They finally say they learn and una self where they listen and watch we say learn. Thanks to Marcella as well who joined with this morning. And thanks to our viewers and listeners. Thanks to my colleagues the technical and production team. Today we meet back tomorrow for God and country. Serve your conscience. Try for do it right. Avoid waiting wrong. Be a law-abiding citizen. If you're not a low-income earner, Justice Ghana say eat your money like pepper. No spend Alex.
No eat like shawarma.
No eat like shawarma. Spend a small. Manage yourself. So we'll meet back tomorrow. Have a lovely day and continue watching the Truth Media.
When they talk about electricity, Mr. Sef, I be don't be minister for electricity. Wait till I see and then I left the Safu. Mr. Young, can I help me say? Maybe they almost Dr. Young they almost go crazy every day. Because the problem then layered and complex. So people that can just say ESA, the Ministry of Energy. No. Now we always in here. Pay you be. Protect the transformer within your community. They talk about prices of things going on. Now only during this administration, rest price don't ever come down since independence. Now anybody challenge me or that? Now the only time that where government hard for the people then, where price the plat adjust, we they reduce the price of fear. Now the only time this where we they produce we own oil and we not the only sell on other side, we they also make sure say so prices for food inflation don't come down seriously from about 19 to 2 point something percent. Yes, we look at rest will be expensive
from 19.4 to 2.56.
2.5. That is the data. So where my sister, but they talk about prices, they go up. I don't know which other prices there. And you know what? Now for clap for McKinney. I want to clap there. I go tell you now. When I clap better.
McKinney,
McKinney, they don't produce more egg in this country. McKinney get the cheapest egg in this whole country.
Put your hands together for the people, the farmers of McKinney.
Interestingly, me own small poultry I set up, and somebody from McKinney now go help me for set up. So I'm not surprised when they say the egg price. So again, all the ministers say we don't come, we always come off return if we want to get cheap egg. Now for buy egg from McKinney, where they go back. It's not marketing now. Now market that they provide for we farmers then now McKinney. They don't do well. Now so we they take this then challenge there one after the other. How we go then now with the import egg from Brazil? By the time they reach now, they don't rot. Now bad egg we they eat.